On the right side is either Emerson Clark today, 5'10", 200-pound junior, or you've got Sia Maiola, and they really like him. He had 6 tackles last week and forced a fumble. On the corners, it'll be Josh Fairley on one side, 6'1", 180, a junior. On the right side, Mike Stevenson, 5'10", 175, sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma. On the year, he's had a couple of picks. He's got 38 tackles. At the safeties today is going to be Gunnar McKenna, probably playing with a slightly broken leg, a sophomore out of Holton, Kansas. Preston Shank, who leads the ball club with 56 tackles. He also leads Baker with 4 interceptions. Back with the kickoff in exactly 60 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
People who want to buy a Honda don't have to go to Kansas City to save money. They can drive just 15 minutes to the Lawrence Auto Plaza located on Iowa Street and shop at Jack Ellen Honda. This dealership has been locally owned and operated for 43 years, which makes Jack Ellen the longest-standing auto dealer in Lawrence during that time. At Jack Ellen, they service what they sell. They're open 3 nights a week until 8, and if your car needs service, they're open Saturdays from 8 to 5. That's Jack Ellen Honda in Lawrence, behind the Baker Wildcat.
Mel and Alice Hawk of State Farm Insurance in Overland Park are proud Baker football sponsors. Mel's brother, Babe Hawk, was inducted into the Baker Hall of Fame 4 years ago. Mel and his 2 brothers all went to Baker and got great educations. Alice and Mel have served on the alumni board and are active in their fraternity and sorority houses on the Baker campus. The Hawks have been in the insurance business for over 40 years, and they service what they sell in home, life, and auto insurance. The Hawks hope that you are enjoying today's game on the internet and on the edge. This is your student station manager, Sean Deegan, and you're listening to KMBU-FM 89.7 The Edge in Baldwin City.
Tom Hendrick voiced the Baker Wildcats alongside Brad Barnes. It's windy down there, 74 degrees at kickoff time. The wind between 20 and 30 miles an hour. So the passing game and the kicking game is going to be affected.
Yeah, it's going to be very limited today as far as the passing game. I think the Wildcats are just going to come in and try to put the ball on the ground and get out of this one as fast as they can. The wind is coming in from all different angles. It keeps changing, and it's going to be very hard to try to plan against that throughout the game.
So it comes back to this, the offensive and defensive line, the 2 ingredients that won the ball game last week against Benedictine, and this ball club is fired out. I will guarantee you this Graceland football team is the best they've been. They're athletic. They've got a good quarterback. They like Matt Fink, and they should. Young man who's fired for 7 touchdowns, 1,189 yards. They finally got a quarterback they can rely on. So that should be a real factor there. We're back with the opening kickoff in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
The Mid-America Bank is a proud sponsor of Baker football. The staff at the Mid-America Bank appreciates how Baker University contributes and promotes the Baldwin City community. Mid-America Bank specializes in real estate lending and offers competitive rates and terms. You can call them for all your banking needs at 785-594-2100. The Mid-America Bank is a locally owned and full-service community bank with offices in Baldwin City and Lawrence. Mid-America Bank is an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
How much of a factor is the wind? Well, Graceland defers. Baker receives the opening kickoff. And the wind, as we know, is going to be a tremendous day today from both ball clubs. But it really is going to come down how the Baker Wildcats run the football. Remember now, in this ball game, Dylan Baxter, who last week had 27 carries, 156 yards, has got to get it done. Jermaine Broomfield can probably play if the Baker Wildcats make the playoff. He's got a bad shoulder. So you got a couple of guys in Baxter, basically a rookie, and a guy who hasn't played that much on the JVs, Alan Troyer. They've got to hang on to the football.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much all Baxter today. And he's got to come out. We talked about his performance last week, 156 yards. That was great. He's got to do it again. I feel like the offensive line is finally coming together, and the team's on a high from beating Benedictine last week, so that should help.
Are they ever on a high? There's no doubt about that. And 21 seniors playing their final home ball game during the regular season at Liston Stadium, so you know what that means. So Grayson's going to kick it off. Ian Luring will be the kickoff specialist, 5'10", a junior, 190-pounder. The wind is blowing. He may have to get some help kicking off on the 35-yard line. Baker Wildcats have got 2 men inside the 5. On one side, it's going to be Reggie Harris. He's averaging close to 28 yards per kick return. And Dylan Perry on the other side. This ball game about to get underway. Remember, Baker's now won 4 straight against Graceland and the Yellow Jackets. So the Yellow Jackets defend the goal line to our right. Baker the goal line to our left, wearing their black uniforms. A high, deep kick at the 8. Going to be fumbled. Picking up will be Dylan Perry. Runs laterally. Tackle missed. He's on his feet to the 10, and down he goes at the 9. I think the fact that he mishandled a kick probably hurt him, but today the kicking game and also the pass game is really going to be effective with this win. So the Baker Wildcat football team will have Sam Bossum as quarterback. The guys like him. Said one of the big things that helped him this week, he was taking all the reps with the number 1 unit, because passing is such a situation as far as getting the good timing down. So he'll be the Baker quarterback. Tailback today will be Dylan Baxter. Fullback will be Jesse Schultz. Baker Wildcats come out with 3 wides. Wide the far side of the field. Connor Strim will be on the far side. Flanker on the near side will be Reggie Harris. I formation. They offset the fullback to the right at the 10. Direct snap is coming. Play action pass. Bossum rolls left, dumps the football. Big Joel Murphy makes the catch to the 15 to the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds at that point. Good play. Play action. The quarterback roll left, completes a 10.5-yard gain, and they defeat the right cornerback, Dante Wright. Wright knocks out the big guy, Murphy. And Murphy playing today despite the fact he's got a bad shoulder. Now, he came to Baker originally as a pitcher. I kidded him. I said, so that means your fastball today is 85 instead of 89.
He's a big guy. If he gets that ball going, 6'8" frame, he can definitely make that ball move.
No doubt about it. Wildcats football. They offset the fullback on the left side. Dylan Baxter dots the I. Quarterback spins, gives to him behind left guard. Up he goes. A gain to around the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 behind his right guard. The blocking that time by Jordan Robertson, also by Justin McCandless. The Baker Wildcats 2nd down 8. This ball game is barely underway. Baker Wildcats, they win today, will be 8-2. They've done a great job in the conference this year. They've gone 6-2, and they've lost only 1 home game to that football team from Missouri Valley. They're ranked number 2. Cats come out at the 23. Sam Bossum, at quarterback, takes the snap, hands on a dive play up the middle. Good run by Dylan Baxter at the 30. Breaks free at the 40. He's at the 50. They've got the angle on him at the 40 and still going, and finally knocked out of bounds around the 15-yard line. A brilliant run that time by Dylan Baxter. And once he got to the outside, he was going, and gone. And that's what Baker's got to see from him today. He runs the football inside the 15-yard line, and they spot the ball around that mark. So the Baker football team just went downfield with a brilliant run, and Dylan Baxter showed us why he came to Baker University. A brilliant run all the way to the 15-yard line to say 62-yard camper. And now the Baker Wildcats have got a chance with 13:30 to go out in front 7-0. Connor Stremmel wide left, flanker the near side of the field. He'll be in the slot. Jake Green on one side, Reggie Harris outside of him. The shotgun formation. They've got trips now on the near side for Baker. Wildcats get the ball to Sam Bossum, sets up in the pocket. Before the ball ever got snapped, the penalty flags go down. But, Brad, you see, that is why Dylan Baxter came to Baker. He showed flashes in the Ottawa game. Showed a couple of flashes, I thought, against a couple of weekends ago out at Culver. But last week showed everybody why he was a brilliant back. And let's face it, when you don't have Broomfield, you lose 3 running backs to begin the season, he's a key man.
Yeah, and I think that's what's important to notice is the fact that he knows his role for this team now. At the beginning of the season, you had guys like Jermaine in there, Jesse Schultz, and he was fighting for that spot. Now he's the only guy out there, especially the only healthy guy.
No doubt. And he got a pretty good block, but let's face it, the last 52 yards, it was on him. Now the Wildcats of Baker make 2 lineup changes. In the ball game, Dylan Baxter returns. Also in the ball game, a wide out on the near side of the field as Baker breaks the huddle. Cats come out. First down, 10 yards to go at the 15. Direct snap will come to quarterback Sam Bossum. Backpedals, guns the pass over the middle. Reggie Harris makes the catch at the 1. There's a fumble, but I think the ground caused it. That's the situation, a 14-yard pickup. Reggie Harris right there. They're going to say incomplete. He had the football for a split second. He came down and then lost control of it. So now for the Baker Wildcats, 2nd down 10. Good news is the fact that Sam Bossum had a lot on that throw.
I like to see the coaches coming out and giving Sam a chance, getting that confidence early on in the game. And they're not doing anything very technical or detailed. They're just getting the quick slant passes and that quick out route from Joel Murphy.
Wildcats come out, single running back behind the quarterback, Sam Bossum. You've got a slot to the near side. Handoff again, Dylan Baxter inside the 10, stop to the 10. Good 5-yard pickup again behind his right guard. Blocking there by Roberts in the center, also by Justin McCandless. But see, on the quick dive play, you get the first 2 or 3 yards with the quickness of the back. Then you get the next, I think, with the blocking up front. Sam Bossum gets the play from the near sideline. 3rd down for Baker, 5 yards to go. 12:15 to play on the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. Baker Wildcats have gone from their own 10. They've gone 80 yards to the Graceland 10. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Direct snap will come. Sam Bossom checks the defense. They're playing a 5-man front. Dylan Baxter behind the left guard this time. And he's down to around the 5, another 5-yard pickup, very close for a Baker Wildcat first down. Blocking that time is Sheldon Jacks. Middle linebacker Billy Webb comes in to make that tackle for the Graceland Yellow Jackets. So the Baker football team has got it now 4th and inches, it would appear. Fullback comes in the game, Jesse Schultz. Baker Wildcats will go for it, 4th and just inches. In a situation like this, you've got to go for it because your line has got to drive their defensive front back. You do that, you win the ball game. 11:30 now to play in the first quarter. 0-0 our score at this point. Dylan Baxter, the tailback. Quarterback spins and gives off the fullback up the middle. That'll be a first down for Baker. Gets down to around the 4. Jesse Schultz just barely made it. He hurdled that line, went behind his center and right guard. He got the necessary yardage, I think, by a foot. And now Baker's got 4 cracks at it inside the 5. 11:12 to play in the first quarter. The Baker Wildcats driving from their own 10. Set up on a 62-yard run by Dylan Baxter. Wildcats come out. Wide the left side of the field, Dylan Perry. Flanker the near side, Reggie Harris. He offsets the fullback, Jesse Schultz. Tailback again, Dylan Baxter. Football resting at the 4. Running play. Baxter tries the right side. Patient. Touchdown, Baker. Dylan Baxter behind his right guard and right tackle. Excellent blocking by McCandless and also by Rishik. The Baker Wildcats just went 90 yards to score. 10 minutes and 49 seconds to play in this first quarter. And here's the big play by Dylan Baxter. He got the 4-yard touchdown. Another TD for him. That's number 5 on the year. But more importantly, he set it up with a 62-yard run. You see once again the offensive line blocking so well for Baker. Now to try the point after, Stephen Stewart. He'll kick the football from the 10-yard line. He's missed 4 conversions this year. Ball's down, line drive kick. It's up. It is good. And the Baker Wildcats did not kick it. Apparently wind blew that one off to the right side. So the scoreboard remains the Baker Wildcats 6, Graceland Yellow Jackets nothing. 10:49 to play in the quarter. We're back in exactly 60 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
The Baldwin Diner is behind Baker in football and in all sports. Coach Mike Grossner has a winning game plan each week for the Wildcat football team. Baldwin Diner owners Jeremy Roderick and Brent Boyle also have a winning game plan for delicious meals for you and your family. Every meal at the Baldwin Diner is made from scratch. They also have daily specials. So if you are running late or just want to visit the campus, you can find the Baldwin Diner on Highway 56 next to the lodge.
Stevens Real Estate has always been behind Baldwin City and Baker. The owner of Stevens Real Estate, Bob Stevens, has always told his staff to be involved in the community. His son, Doug, has followed the same plan. Branch manager Debbie Morgan has had 2 sons play for Baker, Tim, who is an all-conference quarterback, and Brian, who is an all-conference basketball player. When you are buying your next home, don't forget Stevens Real Estate in Baldwin City at 594-2320. That's Stevens Real Estate. They'll make you feel at home.
What a great-looking drive for the Baker Wildcats. A couple of passes during that particular drive. They had 11 yards of the tight end who gathered it in, Joel Murphy. But very much 6 of 8 are on the ground, including that 62-yard touchdown run on the part of Dylan Baxter. Then he took it in with the 4-yard line. But the offensive line, you've got to cite Robertson, McCandless, Rishik, Jacks, along with Ian Autry, because had they not blocked like that, Dylan Baxter cannot get the extra yards. Stephen Stewart kicked it off now on the 35-yard line. They're kicking off the Yellow Jackets. They've got 2 men down deep, kind of a pooch kick. The up back will grab the football around the 35-yard line. They kick that ball to the short man who picks it up. That'll be Andrew Gales. There's their running back. Baker Wildcats do a pretty good job on the coverage. That on the part of Tucker Polley. That's ironic because Tucker Polley made the first tackle for the Baker Wildcats this year in the Ottawa game. So they have their quarterback on the field right now, and that will be Matt Fink. Fink is 6'1", 200-pound junior. He's from Hinton, Oklahoma. Junior college transfer. Fine will be in the ball game as a fullback. Their tailback will be Andrew Gales. Gales, their big, powerful running back, 650 yards on the year. They hand to him on the very first carry, spins, and the Baker Wildcats come in. 3 men surround him, led by Ryder Wirtz. Middle backer got also help from the safety man, Gunnar McKenna. The young man from Holton, Kansas, now in his second campaign. Wildcats sent in Austin Hamm in the ball game for Baker. Checking out of there, Michael Faison. So So the team from Graceland owns it, second down 10. 10:23 now to play in the first quarter. Baker 6 and Graceland nothing. The Yellow Jackets wearing their white uniforms today and their blue numerals. Getting the play from the far sideline, the quarterback Matt Fink. And Fink is a pretty good football player. Last year they had 4 different quarterbacks. It was kind of like a quarterback carousel, and nobody quite got it done. He brings his team out there in the shotgun. They're lining up in a power formation. Tailback again will be Andrew Gales. Direct snap. Out pattern. They throw the football at the 40-yard line. Incomplete. They were trying to throw to the wide receiver. That would be Nicholas Gayton. Gayton is their tall and talented wideout. Fastest guy in the ball club, they tell me. 6'1", 180. A young man who can catch that football. He transferred in from Highland Community College. So now the pay down is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. The other guy they like to throw to, Deshaun Brown. They're the 2 wideouts that can hurt you. Baker up front right now has got Austin Ham. Michael Faison's out of it. So it means Travis Ray, Andre Jolly, and Mario Armstrong. Again from the shotgun formation. Got a power set. Direct snap is coming. Draw play back to the tailback Gales. Nothing. He gets hammered by Scotty Schrog. Schrog, who last week made 11 tackles. The young man from Pretty Prairie, Kansas, gets the tailback for a loss of 1. Baker defense has really stiffened. So they've got 3 plays and out. They lose a yard. 4th and 11 coming up with 9.5 to play here in the first quarter. Baker 6 and the Graceland Yellow Jackets nothing. The game plan is working early. The very thing that Mike Grossner talked about, said play ball control, play defense. They'll wind up winning this game. Now their punter will come on. Cody Grand by name, he's averaging 36.7. They tell me very erratic. There's the snap and there's the kick away. It's a wobbly kick into the wind. Fair catching the football for 33 is Reggie Harris. So now the Wildcats have got good field position. And Brad Barnes, if the Baker Wildcats can take it downfield for another scoring drive, they'll lead like 13-0. If they do that, they really have control of the game.
Yeah, it's important for them to come out and really put another drive together here. They've got to build that confidence. And this team is a playoff-bound team. They've got to get the ball rolling here because their season's not going to be over today.
No. They understand to finish it like we talked about the other night. We went out to Montana Mike's. We said, give me 2 more seconds on every play and I guarantee you victory. Sam Boston brings the team out. Baker lines up with a double wing formation out of the spread formation. Sam Boston will take the snap from the center. Back in the pocket. Has some time. Dylan Baxter over the middle. Pass on the outside. Good grab's going to be made by wide receiver. That's going to be Tyler Hatcher. Hatcher makes the catch at the 40-yard line. Run down by outside linebacker Stanley Birch. The junior 185-pounder. Baker Wildcats advance the football on that play 6 yards. That'll bring up second down 4. The thing about Boston, remember that great game he had against Evangel. 18 for 29, 260 yards, couple of touchdowns, conference player of the week. Brings his team out in the tailback, Dylan Baxter. He spins, he gives it off to him. Dylan off right tackle, around the bend, he gets a yard. Look for a moment like he's going to get a good game, but he converts that into a 2-yard pickup, veering off left tackle. And Billy Wendt, the inside linebacker from Bethany, Missouri, makes the tackle. He's made 103 on the years to lead this Heart of America conference. He's a local product, and he'll hit you. Did a good job last week in the game against Avalon. And he wound up coming to this football team at Graceland as a tight end. Now for Baker, 3rd down and 2 coming up. 7 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter in the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. Sam Boston brings his team out. Receivers left and right. Dylan Baxter will be the tailback behind his quarterback. Snap coming, play action pass. Boston back has time. Guns the pass. He's got the big guy Murphy there, but it's knocked away at the 45-yard line. Outstanding defensive play by Dante Wright, the right cornerback. He also got help by Dorian Smith. He's their all-conference free safety man, and now the Baker Wildcats have run out of downs. But, Brad, what I liked about that drive, again, the Wildcats got some good plays. I like the fact that Boston was throwing the ball well.
I like the fact that he's throwing the ball, too. He's got to get some confidence built out there. And the one thing that we saw in that last play is the difference between Sam and Jake. Jake's got a little bit stronger of an arm than Sam does, and he would get that ball up there to Joel Murphy so he can go up and snag that. Let him use his height. That ball was just a little short.
There's a block. Brian Williams has a block. Graceland picks the ball up at the 15, and they've got the ball at that point. That ball was blocked, and Graceland gets the football back. That is huge. Stanley Birch, he's the outside linebacker, picks it up, and that's going to be a key factor because if they continue to do a good job against the Baker punter, let me tell you, that's going to wind up being a long day for the Wildcats. So now, Graceland's got the football inside the 15. They've got a chance now to do business, led by their quarterback. That will be Matt Fink. Fink operating today with Andrew Gales in the tailback spot. Got a big fullback in Jeff Klein, who transferred in from UNO. Now the new tailback will be Mr. Griffin. Marcus, the 215-pounder. Receivers left and right. Handoff comes to Griffin around the bend at the 10, at the 5, and he's knocked down inside the 5-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 2. Excellent run from the 16-yard line, a 14-yard pickup. He's hit by Ryder Wirtz. And I thought for a split second, Marcus Griffin might take it in. He's a young man from Baltimore, Maryland. Picked up 475 yards on the year. Did a good job last week against Avalon, including a 46-yard pickup. First and goal, Yellow Jackets at the Baker University Wildcat 2. They bring in the play via the wide receiver. Baker Wildcats playing the goal line defense. They'll have 2 tight ends in the lineup. That'll be Bryant along with Dickerson. Power football. Tailback again will be Griffin. Quarterback gives it off to Griffin behind left guard. Touchdown for Graceland. Good block that time with their best lineman, Mr. Jacob Gager. Gager at 6'3", 300-pounder. Opened it up, and Marcus Griffin hit behind his left guard. And now they've tied the ball game at 6. 6 minutes and 58 seconds to play in the first period on the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. Now, the Wildcats of Baker are going to see their field goal guy come on, and he's a good one. Anthony Wood last week had 4 field goals against Avalon. He was a special team player of the week conference-wise, longest being 33 yards. Ball's down, the kick's up, it's end over end, the kick is up, it is perfect. And the Graceland Yellow Jackets lead our Baker Wildcats 7-6. 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go. On a couple of plays, this Graceland team went downfield 16 yards to score. We're back with the kickoff right after this on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Bob and Deb Wertz of Waxman Candles at 609 Mass Street in Lawrence hope that you are enjoying today's game on the radio and the internet. Waxman Candles has been in business since 1970, making creative selections of homemade candles to fit the specific needs of their customers. Bob and Deb are proud of the job that Coach Mike Grosser and Jason Thorne are doing with the Wildcats on and off the field. Go Wildcats!
Billy Baber and Mike Meslowski of MB2 Sports of Overland Park know what it's like to look sharp on the athletic field. Both were former excellent players, and they know that your uniform can give you an edge. MB2 Sports of Overland Park outfits the football team, men and women's basketball, softball, and both soccer teams. All of those teams are winners on and off the board. Billy and Mike hope that you will support the Wildcats on the field and in the classroom. Baker's football team last year had more academic All-Americans than any other team for the past 2 years. Billy and Mike are rooting for the Wildcats this year to go deep into the playoffs.
There's the kick in the wind, picked up by Reggie Harris, the 12, across the 20, 25, still on his feet, and finally tackled at the 32-yard line. 20-yard return that time by Reggie Harris. Mike Rushner talked about his football team. I said, tell me who you think are some all-conference players. He said, well, you've got to look at my offensive line, Jordan Robertson along with Aaron Reshik. And I've got to take a look as far as return men, Reggie Harris, who last week was superb against Benedictine. Baker's football at their own 33. At quarterback will be Sam Fossum. Done a good job throwing the football early in the ball game today. Done a nice job. He's gone 2 out of 3. Lines his team up. In the tailback, Dylan Baxter. Checking off the line of scrimmage. Snap is coming. Dylan Baxter by the left guard. Burrows that headgear and gets out to the 46 for a 3-yard pickup. What's important, Brad, is for Baker to get 3 and 4 yards on first down like they did a week ago against the team from Benedictine.
That's true. When they can get those yards on the first down, that's going to limit them from having to put Sam Boston in spots that he's not comfortable with yet. You got to take a look back. He was big early on this season, but he's been out for a couple weeks now, and he's trying to get his groove still.
So at the 36-yard line for Baker, 2nd down, 7. Direct snap will come to quarterback Fossum. An end-around play on the reverse comes right back, and wide receiver out to the 50-yard line and knocked out of bounds around the 46-yard line. Good run that time by Dylan Perry. Dylan Perry is a young man from Free State High School. Tremendous outside speed. Normally, Kyle Bolton would carry the football. He'll not play today. He's got a bad ankle. Wildcats across the 50. Now at the Graceland 47 for a first down. Nice pickup that time. See, the Baker football team has got a lot of weapons. Running attack is going. Wildcats break the huddle. Wide left will be Connor Stremmel. Flanker on the near side of the field. Once again will be Jake Green. I formation. Dylan Baxter dots the I. Play action pass. Boston back to throw it. Guns over the middle. Grab is made again by Joel Murphy. Makes the catch across the 35 and spots the ball at the 33-yard line. See the Baker Wildcats over the top for a 15-yard gain. And that's a big weapon today because remember now, Joel Murphy stands 6 feet 8 inches. He's going against the cornerbacks. Their cornerbacks stand at 6'1", Dante Wright on one side. On the other side, C.J. County is a mere 5 feet 7 inches. So he gives away about 13 inches in height. Wildcats come out. Power set for them. What they call a gun split. Running play again. The handoff comes off to Dylan Baxter inside the 30 and drops around the 27-yard line. Dylan Baxter does a good job of that run. A 5-yard pickup again. Their outside backer comes in to make the tackle. Stanley Birch aided by Billy Went. The Baker Wildcats got solid blocking. A gain of 6 on it. Second down 4 with 5 to play in the quarter. Baker trails by point against Graceland 7-6. Harris wide left. In the slot. Wide receiver Jake Green. Single flanker back on the near side for Baker. Dylan Baxter behind his quarterback. Boston back to throw it. Guns it over the middle. Ball is picked off at the 16-yard line. Great pick that time of their football team. The ball went up in the air and the Sam linebacker and then the safety man came in. Eric Escamilla, a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore, comes in, a young man from the Villages down there in Texas. And after driving the football team downfield very nicely in the first drive, a pick, and Baker's already made 2 turnovers. They're down by point now, 7-6. 4 minutes and 48 seconds now to play here in the first quarter. Graceland's got the football at the 18-yard line. Baker plays a 4-man defensive front. Snap will come to Matt Fink. Matt Fink gives it back to the tailback. They have 2 good ones. They go right down the middle of the 20. A couple of yards on that particular behind the left guard. That's going to be it. Tackle applied by Scotty Schrog. He also was aided that time by Michael Faison. So they continue to run this big running back, Andrew Gales. Gales gets 2 behind his left guard. It's now second down 8. Getting in play from the far sideline again, Matt Fink. He was Graceland's quarterback to start last year, then had a bad knee. And after that, 3 more quarterbacks never got it done. Gales again the tailback. Jeff Klein the F-back. From the spread formation, direct snap is coming. Fink is back, looks to the outside. He throws the ball to Brown. He makes the catch across the 26-yard line of the 27. Hit by Gunnar McKenna. That's a good throw that time by Matt Fink. Fink really opened it up last week when they beat Avalon. He went 20 for 33, 287 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. They own the football now for their own 27, 3rd down and 1 coming up. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to play in the first quarter. Baker trails Graceland by a point, 7-6. Out over the ball at center for the Yellow Jackets, Vern Allen, 275-pound junior and a former fullback. Ken Gales, the tailback. The quarterback on a keeper play, I think, picked it up. Yeah, he did. He gains the football across the 30 to around the 35-yard line. Good second effort. And they simply went straight ahead. Tackle applied by Austin Ham. And getting up very slowly right now with this football team from Graceland, their offensive center. And they're very, very thin as far as that position goes anyway. So that'll be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. They've got the ball now at their own 35. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. Matt Fink has got a very good offensive line. Interesting to note, they've got a right tackle named Ian Pittaway, 6'10", a 325-pounder. And like they say, he actually looks kind of skinny. I imagine he'd be a pretty good basketball player. First down to 35. Ken Gales will top the I. They offset the fullback. Quarterback spins, gives it off to Gales, tries the right side, not maybe a yard, to the 36-yard line behind his right guard and right tackle. Wildcat defenders come in, led by Michael Faison. The young man is a wrestler and a good one. 240-pounder, got underneath the pads of the big offensive lineman, makes the tackle. Graceland gains a yard, second down 9. 2:55 to play in this first quarter, and the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. Baker missed the point after. That's the difference. Graceland leads in this ball game 7-6. Dylan Baxter's had a 4-yard touchdown for the Wildcats. Marcus Griffin took it in with a 2-yard line for the Yellow Jackets after a block kick. And they line up now in the spread formation. Direct snap was coming. Fink with a quick out pattern. Throws the ball to Brown. Makes the catch to 35, and down he goes. He gets hammered by the right cornerback, Mike Stevenson. That'll be a loss of a couple of yards. Now, you don't throw the football in his direction or try a sweep because Stevenson can make the play.
He can. I loved what he did there. Graceland did a nice job of setting the blocks up outside, and Mike came in there and evaded all of those guys trying to put some blocks on him, came up and made a great play back there behind the line.
And that brings up 3rd down and 10, still at the 35-yard line. Yellow Jackets come out. Quarterback gets the play from the far sideline of Matt Fink. Fink, they tell me, through about 6 ball games, more of a running type of quarterback, facilitator, but last week threw the ball successfully 20 times in a win against Avalon. They won 26-20. In the spread formation, back to throw the ball. Fink has got time. He cocks the right arm. He pulls the football down, runs to the sideline, got tripped up at the 33. Tremendous one-on-one play by the Baker Wildcats. It was by Andre Jolly. See, he was headed for about a 10-yard pickup, but the All-Stater from Gardner-Edgerton, only a half a sack shy at the all-time Baker record, comes in to make that tackle. So they lost a couple. 4th and 12 coming up with 1:15 to play in the quarter. It's going to be a fast-moving football game, folks. You won't see more than 20 passes by either team today. 4th and 12, their punter comes on. Cody Grand will kick for the 2nd time. Back to receive the kick inside the 35-yard line, Reggie Harris. He's a senior, which is hard to believe, from Olathe South. Direct snap, and there's the boot. Kind of a wobbly kick, kind of a knuckleball. Bounds at the 20-yard line. Going to take a good Graceland bounce. He's going to be grounded around the 10. That's an outstanding kick that time by their punter, Cody Grand. So the kicking game, like we noted, has already become a factor. That's why Graceland leads in the game 7-6. But on that particular kick, they kicked the football to the 10. Baker now has got to go 90 yards to score after that tremendous 56-yard boot. Let's see what the Wildcats can do, led by quarterback Sam Bossum. Dylan Baxter again will dot the I. Baker at the wideout spot's got Tyler Hatcher. He'll be there along with another veteran wideout. Jake Green has always had a big ball game against Graceland. Baker lines up, 2 tight ends. Direct snap was coming. Bossum gives to Dylan Baxter. Cuts back at the 15, at the 20. On his feet to the 25. Still going and finally dropped at the 29-yard line. That's a 19-yard pickup by Dylan Baxter. And I thought for a moment he might be going and gone. Boy, he's had some big runs today. A 62-yarder and a 19-yard pickup. So Dylan Baxter continues to run well. He's now picked up on 9 carries, 107 yards. Wow. We got 26 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. John Webb keeping our stats today and spotting Graceland for us. It's going to be first down with the Baker Wildcats at the 29. 15 seconds remain. The Baker Wildcats are going to let this clock run out because they want the wind to their back. So at the end of 15 minutes to play here at Liston Stadium on Senior Day, Graceland 7, Baker Wildcats 6. We're back on 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Insurance can be a tricky business. Your family needs and deserves honest and straight answers. The Baldwin Insurance Company has been in business for over 70 years, which means they are serving the needs of those customers. Roger Arnold at Baldwin Insurance has a dedicated and professional staff in Dave Hill, Mike Reetcheck, and Bonnie Shuck, and they are there to meet the needs of you and your family. Call them on Monday at 785-594-6822. Baldwin Insurance is another proud sponsor of Baker Football. If you want to help Baker and help yourself, ask about the Wildcat debit cards at the Baldwin State Bank. Present your Baldwin State Bank debit card wherever MasterCard is accepted, and you win, as does Baker. Whenever you make a signature-based purchase or pay a bill, it benefits Baker's Scholarship Fund and the community, too. Come in first thing on Monday and ask for your Baker debit card. Ask about it with President Tom Dillon or one of his professional staff members at the Baldwin State Bank, located at 721 High Street. Member FDIC.
Sam Bossum, a quarterback for the Baker Wildcats today, 3 for 6, 33 yards. Dylan Baxter, 9 carries, 107 yards. Wildcats line up again with a single running back. Bossum got the football at the 29, drops back to throw it, has some time, sets the feet, guns the pass that's incomplete. Great pressure put on up front. They were throwing for Dylan Baxter. Their big mastodonic guy with the middle. Dylan Lane by name will come in and knock the football down. He is huge, 6'1", 320 pounds. Last year in the game against the Baker Wildcats, he made 3 tackles. Now for the Wildcats, come set up second down 10. Cats break the huddle. Reggie Harris wide left, Dylan Perry wide right. Direct snap will come to quarterback Sam Bossum. Spins, gives it off to Dylan Baxter behind the left guard. Picks his hole at the 35-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of right at 5 yards. Blocking that time by Ian Autry and also by Sheldon Jacks. A thing that Dylan Baxter does extremely well. He's now got 10 carries and 112 yards. He's very patient. He sets up behind that blocker, doesn't he?
He does. He lets those blocks get out there, and he has a great vision on the field of watching those blocks set up. And that's what I love. His legs are going everywhere, but you know where his eyes are going, and he gets to the hole quick.
Wildcats come out a slot to the far side. Outside of the wide receiver, the Baker Wildcats got a lone setback, Dylan Baxter. Already with 10 carries in the ball game, 112 yards. Checking off the line, Sam Bossum. Gives it back to Dylan Baxter. Picks his hole straight ahead for a gain of 4.5. He's just shy of the 40-yard line. Went behind his left guard, but they're going to give him a first down. The blocking that time by Jordan Robertson. Move the chains for a Baker Wildcat first down. 14:05 to play in the half. Our play-by-play being brought to you in part by the Baldwin State Bank. You got money in the Baldwin State Bank? Well, there are 3 convenient ATM machines to facilitate you at the Harder Union, the downtown location, and the Baldwin City Market. The Baldwin State Bank, a proud sponsor of Baker Wildcat football and basketball. Sam Bossum take the snap. Dylan Baxter now behind him. Baker Wildcats now will give off to Alan Troyer, who replaces him. He's off right tackle, gets a 6-yard pickup. Got the blocking that time by McCandless along with Reshik. See, Troyer's a pretty good running back, too. I remember the ball game against Avalon. He picked up 70 yards. Hometown is Garnett, Kansas. Runs 11.5 in the 100 meters. He's got good speed. Senior year, he ran for 850 yards. Wildcats gain 6, second down 4. Wildcats are doing a nice job in their run game because of the offensive line. Awesome brings the team out. Troyer behind him. Slot to the near side. Spins. Gives it back. Troyer fell down. He became a classic victim of self-tackleization. I stole that, I'll tell you, years ago from a guy by the name of J.W. Bryant. I won't tell you what we called him in East Texas, but he could actually talk twice as fast as I could. And he described the play one time as a PA announcer said, "I'm stealing that. I like it." Now, what's the difference between plagiarism and research, Brad?
You give credit where credit's due, that's for sure.
Well, plagiarism means you just steal from one person. Research means you steal from a lot. They're down in 5. Troyer will line up as the I-back, slot to the near side. Sam Bossum checks the defense, spins, back play action pass. Got some time, guns it on the run, throws the football. It's up in the air at the 47-yard line. Let's see if the Wildcats made the catch on that. Yeah, it's out to Reggie Harris. Harris beat that quarterback. Boy, has he played 2 great box-to-back because he was so good in the game against Benedictine. 8 catches for 118 yards. He had to fend off that right cornerback, Dante Wright. He was up in the air, and he made the catch for a Baker Wildcat first down.
Reggie's going to be a guy at the end of the year that's vying for that team MVP award. He has had a great senior season.
Has he ever? Wildcats have got Dylan Baxter back in the game as the tailback. Sam Bossum with his 4th completion. Now the slot the near side, a single flanker back, and Jake Green wide right. 11:50 to play in the half. Baker down by 1. Running play, Dylan Baxter off right tackle. He ripped off a nice 5-yard pickoff. Went behind his right guard and right tackle again. Justin McCandless alongside Aaron Reshik. I can tell you one thing about those kids from Holton. They know how to play the game of football. Brooks Bartle, an outstanding coach. And don't forget Bobby Lisher. Bobby Lisher's football team at Free State won last night. They're down in the semifinals playing for the state championship. They take on Shawnee Mission West at the 45-yard line, second down 6. Sam Boston lines his team up. Tailback again, Dylan Baxter goes right down off his right guard. He gains a gain of about 4.5, just tackles shy of the 40. Good power run by him. He gets hit that time by Billy Webb along with the right cornerback, Dante Wright. Baker Wildcats on 3rd down. They've got a short one to go for a first down. 10:55 to play on the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. We're right before halftime. Baker trails by single point. Wildcats on pay down today, hitting 75%. They're 3 out of 4. They're going to look to play power football here. Well, back in the game for the Baker Wildcats, Jesse Schultz, and now the Baker Wildcats want to talk it over. Timeout here at Liston Stadium. 10 minutes, 38 seconds to play in the half. Baker trails the Yellow Jackets of Graceland 7-6. We're back in 30 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Dr. Pat Long is starting her 7th year at Baker. During that time, Dr. Long has seen the building and completion of a dormitory and now the completion of the Mulvane, Boyd, and Hartley Science buildings on campus. Carol and Cecil Miller are proud of all that Dr. Long has accomplished during her tenure at Baker, and they are especially proud that she and her husband Dennis have been involved in the Baldwin City community. The Millers hope to see you often this fall on campus or at Liston Stadium for Wildcat football. Enjoy the game.
See, the Baker Wildcats, this will be the 11th play of the drive for them. Sam Bossum, his numbers today, 4 for 8, 38 yards, but Dylan Baxter behind that line running beautifully. 13 carries and 125 yards. The second straight week, Ian Otry, Sheldon Jack, Jordan Robertson over the ball at center, Justin McCandless, Aaron Rechick, they have been brilliant. They are the quiet heroes for the Baker Wildcats. In the Wildcats line up in the I formation. In the ball game will be the fullback, will be Jesse Schultz. In the tailback, Dylan Baxter. 2 tight ends for Baker. Running play, Schultz off right guard, first down for Baker. He is hit at the Yellow Jackets' 36-yard line. That's a gain of 5, a power play and a good run. Schultz did a good job at Veritas. He rushed for 2,200 yards his senior year. I know in a JV football game against Mid-America ran for 175. He will do 2 things well for you. He'll get you 3 or 4 yards, and he can catch the pass out of the backfield.
And he's an older guy, too. He brings a lot of experience and leadership to this team. He's the guy that came to Baker a few years back, got married, left for a little while, and came back to play the game he loves.
Baker now first down at the Yellow Jacket 36. Sam Boston will take the snap. In the tailback, Dylan Baxter takes the handoff up the middle on a quick dive play across the 30 to the 28. He is so quick off that mark. That's also the mark of an outstanding back. It's an 8-yard pickup, 14th carry in the ball game for Dylan Baxter. Now rushed for 133 yards. The Baker Wildcats are playing ball control. Change at wide receiver for Baker. In the game right now, Connor Stremmel. Sam Boston gets the play from the near sideline. Second down with the Wildcats and 3 yards to go. 9:35 for halftime. Baker trails the game 7-6. They offset the fullback. You've got a slot to the near side and a flanker back on the right side. Direct snap will come to the quarterback. Spins, play action pass. Sam Boston throws a sidearm peg and the grabs are made with the fullback. Out of the backfield, once again, it's going to be Jesse Schultz. He makes the catch, and they knock him out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Very close for a Baker first down. Appears to be a yard shy of it. So 4th and 1 coming up. They're going to spot the ball actually at the 29. So for Baker now, it's going to be 3rd down and 2 and a long 2. See, Baker went for it a moment ago and got it. Sam Boston will bring his team out. They're lining up once again. The fullback will be Jesse Schultz. Tailback Dylan Baxter. Already he's carried the ball 14 times. Up the middle he goes again. That'll be a Wildcat first down at the 25. He gets that first down by a yard. Getting that blocking up the middle by Jordan Robertson and by Sheldon Jacks. And to make the tackle again, their middle linebacker, Billy Wendt. Wendt's been all over the field for this football team today. Got slowed down by David Edmondson. And also coming out of the bottom of that stack will be Dylan Lame. Wouldn't you love to have the name Dylan Lame? I don't think I'd like that as a defender.
Not so much, not at all.
So timeout's going to be taken. They're going to measure to see whether or not the Baker Wildcats got enough yardage for the first down. It's going to be very, very close. And double checking that, I think the Baker Wildcats made it by 6 inches. The crowd will tell you. If it's the Baker Wildcat first down, you'll hear some response. Chain gang comes on. Sticks go down. Did Baker make it? Yes, sir. By 3 inches. First down, Wildcats with 8:34 to play in this first half. Baker Wildcats got on the board first today. Went downfield, 8 plays, 90 yards. Dylan Baxter scored from the 4. Point after was missed. And then on a block kick, it was their tailback, Marcus Griffin, banging him to the 2-yard line. They converted the point after. On the strength of that, the Yellow Jackets lead Baker by a single tally, 7-6. Sam Boston gets the play from the near sideline. He's been really solid, I think, Brad. 4 for 8 passing in the ball game. His pass has been quick outs. Done a good job to hand the ball off to Dylan Baxter. He's his protector. You've got a triple wing on the near side. Dylan Baxter behind left guard again inside the 20. Nearly broke it. I thought for a split second he might. He finally gets tripped up at the 20-yard line. Veers off the left tackle. He picks up 6 on that one. That'll bring up second down 4. So already with 15 carries in the ball game, he's rushed for right at 135 yards. And any time he carries the football, you say he could break it at any time. Flank of the far side of the field, Reggie Harris. In the green is going to be Jake Green. Slot to the near side of the field for the Baker Wildcats. Direct snap will come in the shotgun formation. That's a running play. Dylan Baxter down the middle. They spread the defense out. Stop is going to be made at the 12. That's an 8-yard pickup again for Dylan. And the blocking, I don't want to be redundant, but that's going to be Jordan Robertson, Justin McCandless, and Aaron Reschick. But again, the great back. Gail Sayers used to tell me this all the time. He said the line gets you to the first 3 to 4. After that, it's on the back and the situation, the feet of the great running back. So Baker has the football now. They're resting at the 12. 7:14 for halftime. Baker down by single point. Jake Green wide right. Reggie Harris is over there. Baker Wildcats with a lone setback behind quarterback Sam Bossum. Play action pass. Bossum over the middle. He's got the man open. Touchdown! A perfect throw for a 12-yard strike. They threw the ball once again to Jake Green. Jake Green has had 8 touchdowns on the year. Got one a week ago against the team from Benedictine. A perfect strike by Sam Bossum. His 5th completion on the day. Baker Wildcats lead the ball game 12-7 with 6 minutes and 58 seconds to play. Oh, that's a great throw by Sam. He had all sorts of time to throw it. And when the wide receiver, the veteran out of Lawrence High School, got his hands on it, it was 6 points and you knew it. Wildcats will try the point after the 10-yard line with Steven Stewart. He converts now. The good guys will lead 13-7. Good snap. Ball's down. Kicked up. It's end over end. It's a center cut. The Baker Wildcats 13. Graceland 7. Back with exactly 6:58 to play in the first half. Baker by 6. We'll do that in 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Steve Wilson of Baldwin Feed took over the feed and grain elevator in Baldwin almost 20 years ago. Steve has always believed in having a good product like Purina Feed and also offering a fair price to farmers for their wheat, corn, and soybeans. Now the Baldwin Feed store has expanded and their warehouse has been almost doubled in size, which will help Steve and his customers. Steve Wilson and his staff hope that you are enjoying today's game here on the web and the edge. Steve Wilson is behind Baker and Baldwin City.
Don Parker has a rich background with Baker University and has twice served on the Board of Trustees. Don and Charlotte are proud that the Baker Athletic Program was the top-ranked Kansas and Heart of America Athletic Conference school in the 2011-2012 NAIA Learfield Sports Directors Cup standings for its performance at national events. Don and Charlotte are equally proud of the job that Baker students do in the classroom. Come see the Wildcats in action when you can. But when you can't, we hope that you are enjoying today's game on KMBU-FM or the Internet.
Rayshawn Brown had no chance to run the kickback against the Baker Wildcats. Baker just went downfield 17 plays, 90 yards, consuming about 9 minutes. 6:58 to play for the half. Sam Bossum threw to Jake Green, touchdown number 7 for him. Bossum in the game is now 6 for 10 passing, 50 yards on the TD. Dylan Baxter, 17 carries and 149 yards. He might get 300 yards today.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic game. I really like what he's doing on that second effort. He gets to the second level, and he is making things happen out there.
Matt Fink will be the quarterback. Marcus Griffin, their top running back, will be the tailback. Slot to the near side. In the slot is going to be Brandon McNeil. Baker Wildcats lead by 6. Matt Fink will take the snap. Quick out pattern. Throws the ball in the flat. Good grab's going to be made by Griffin, and he gets tackled immediately at the 27-yard line. They actually threw the ball for Brandon McNeil. McNeil a little wide out, not particularly big. He's 5'9", 175 pounds. They were attacking the left cornerback. An excellent play by Josh Fairley. Gain of a couple, second down 8. But I can tell you, Fink is just a so-so quarterback. He's 3 out of 4 passing today for 8 yards. 6:30 to play, 13-7 Baker.
One thing to notice, the Yellow Jackets still have yet to drop back into a 5-step drop. They know how lethal the Baker Wildcats can be with that pass rush, and they're going to try to avoid it as much as possible.
They are. Direct snap from the shotgun comes to Matt Fink. Backpedals, has time, pulls the ball down and runs. Pretty good running quarterback across the 35 to the 40. Sprints to midfield at the Baker 40 and finally lassoed at the 35-yard line. That was a brilliant defensive play made by the Baker Wildcats. It's going to be made by safety man Gunnar McKenna, aided by Preston Schenk. So now, if you're a defensive football player for Baker, you must be aware of the run game of their quarterback, Matt Fink.
Yeah, that was a great run by him. He stepped back, wanted some time back there, didn't get any time back behind his offensive line, found a nice little seam up the middle and made things happen. And the safeties have got to come up and make a play on that if you're the Baker Wildcats. Gunnar McKenna back there playing with the hurt leg. That's going to slow him down a little bit.
No doubt. Well, you take a look at it. This is kind of an interesting stat. Fink just reeled off a 38-yard gain. They own the football now at the Baker 35. 5:35 to play in the first half. Direct snap. Fink gives it back to the tailback. Griffin twists and turns for 5. Went behind his left guard and stopped at the 30-yard line. Good run that time by Marcus Griffin. He ran pretty well last week. Had a 46-yard gain. Also catched the ball well, 9 catches. But a penalty flag down. Tackles applied by Jesse Campbell along with Ryder Wirtz. Ryder Wirtz playing his final home game as a senior. Won at 21 today. Offensive violation against the team from Graceland College. They were guilty that time of a hold. But I can tell you, Jesse Campbell, second-year player from Wellsville, is going to be a star. Got a motor, very athletic. Here's the mark-off against the Graceland Yellow Jackets. They move the football back to right at the 45-yard line. 5:31 to play in this ball game in the half. Still 13-7 Baker. Wildcats up front have got Andre Jolly, Michael Faison, Travis Ray, along with Jesse Campbell. Baker's linebacker, Scotty Schrog on one side, Ryder Wirtz, and then Saya will be on the other side. On the corners, Josh Fairley on one side, Mike Stevenson on the opposite, with McKenna along with Preston Shank as safeties. Now it's going to be second down and long coming up. Second down and 45. Back to throw the football. They gun the football. Grab is going to be made by McNeil. He made the catch on that far sideline, and he's run out of bounds just beyond the 40-yard line for 37 by Adrian Pearson. Graceland's got some good wideouts. The two best are their wide receiver on the far side, Rayshawn Brown. You got Nicholas Gayton also as a wide receiver, but their little guy, Brandon McNeil, just made a nice catch, and they step out of bounds at the 41. Now for the Yellow Jackets, second down coming up, second down and 16. Their quarterback's been solid today, Matt Fink. He doesn't throw the long ball, but he can also run. Lines his team up in the spread formation. Running back will be Marcus Griffin. Backpedals the throw. Here's the rush. Dumps the pass on screen out to Griffin at the 40. Slides down to the 35-yard line. Turns that into a 6-yard pickup before Scotty Schrog passes out the migraine headache. And he's been a star since midseason. Had his first start against Avila. Remember now, he got the reason to start because he studied so much game film. I know what his coach calls him. I said, Matt Brock, what do you call him? He said, the All-American boy. Great athlete out of Pretty Prairie. Got his chance to play and has taken advantage of it. Third down coming up for the Yellow Jackets. 10 yards to go. They've got to get to the Baker 25. 4 minutes exactly now playing the first half. Baker 13-7 for the Yellow Jackets out of Graceland. In the shotgun formation. Direct snap will come to Matt Fink. Fink will take it. Backpedals. 3-step drop. Guns a deep pass to Vonnie Stone today. He's got the man open, but he overshot him. Throwing for Nicholas Gatlin. They were attacking the right cornerback. That's Mike Stevenson. But pretty good pressure put on by Austin Ham. That will bring up fourth down and 10. That's the first deep throw I've seen by Matt Fink. I like the fact he throws the short ball. Very, very mobile. So their football team will come on the field now with 3:50 to play in the first half. Looks to me like it's going to be their punter. Let's double check that. Yes, it will be. That's going to be Mr. Cody Grand. Grand, they tell me, is a little bit spacey. Had a dog about 2 games ago. He missed the bus and had to drive all the way to Mid-America. That's a pretty good wreck that time from Lamoni, Iowa. There's the snap. There's the boot. Good spiral, angling for the right sideline. In fact, they kicked it out of the ballpark. The ball will come back to Baker 20. 3 minutes and 43 seconds of play, and Tom Hedrick alongside Brad Barnes. The Wildcats lead by 6. I like the way the offensive and defensive lines have controlled the tempo of this game.
They're doing a great job, especially the defensive line. Up front, this Graceland offensive line is very big. You talked about 6'10", 330 over on that right side at tackle. And this Baker defensive line is doing a great job of getting their hands out there and getting a hand on the offense. As far as the Baker offensive line, they're doing a nice job of getting those blocks. You talked about 2 seconds longer. They're giving 2 or 3 seconds longer today.
Sam Bossum, 4 for 8 passing, brings his team out. Dylan Baxter will dot the I. Good ball game for him, 135 yards rushing already. 3:43 to go. He got the Wildcats' first touchdown with a 4. Cats come out in the spread formation. Now they shift back to the I. Direct snap will come to the quarterback. First down, Baker at the 20. Quarterback spin. Dylan Baxter behind the left guard. A gaping hole. He's out to around the 29-yard line. 9-yard pickup. The block that time with the left tackle, Ian Ottridge. They call him the quiet man. I know what they're talking about. I had spaghetti with him at Canton, Missouri a couple of weeks ago, but he is a very physical specimen. He's a D1 specimen type, don't you think?
Yeah, he's definitely got the size to play D1. 6'6", pushing 6'7". He's a big guy as well, about 310 pounds.
And very strong. 2nd down 1 at the Wildcat 29. 3:10 to play in the half. Baker by 6. Dropping back to throw. Sam Bossum guns the pass up in the air. Jake Green is there. Got tackled immediately. Might have gained a yard on it, but their outside linebacker Stanley Bush comes in to make the play, but not before Baker Wildcat. First down. See, already in the ball game, Jake Green has had 2 catches. On the year, he's now got 31. He'll be pushed to make all conference for the Baker Wildcats again this year. Cats come out with a slot left. Sam Bossum will take the snap. Dylan Baxter will be behind his quarterback. Baker now 70 yards away from the goal line. Handoff. Dylan Baxter that time gained nothing. They stacked the line against him, and he wasn't going to go anyplace. Linebacker came in to make that tackle. Billy Went again gets a piece of him along with safety man Eric Escamala, who's made a fine play early in this game. That'll be a loss of 1 yard. They're spotting the ball back just shy of the 30, 2nd down 11. One of the few times Baker's not gained anything on first down, only the 2nd time in the first half. Senior day here in Baldwin City. Windy day for the finale. Baker trying to win their 8th game of the year. If they do this, these seniors, 21, will have a 29-11 record. Sam Bossum will take the snap. Young man from Tecumseh, Kansas. He gives it back. Dylan Baxter, man, left guard, cuts back at the 35, at the 40. That's a Baker Wildcat first down. That's a brilliant run of 11.5 yards by Dylan Baxter. My goodness, he just continues to run well. This ball game, Dylan Baxter's 168 yards on 20 carries. Wow. He's earning a scholarship today, is he not?
Oh, he is, and I'm so proud of how far he's come. He's a completely different running back looking at today's game compared to week 1.
Yeah, and take a look at what he did last week. Baker doesn't win that game without his 156 yards. Wildcat first down at the 41, 1:35 for halftime. Baker 13 and Graceland 7. Backpedaling to throw. Sam Boston going deep. He's got the man, Reggie Harris. He has it at the 20, at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown! A brilliant 60-yard touchdown. And what made that fun, Reggie Harris grabbed the football at the 20. He juggled it once. He juggled it twice. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Sam Boston laid it out there perfectly. I think he likes to do. Now the Baker Wildcats lead 19-7. That with 1:21 now to play in this ball game. We're in the first half action. Sam Boston's really had a nice day today, but he laid it out there, and Reggie simply got underneath the football, much like he did last week in the second quarter against Benedictine. Even Stewart to kick the football from the 10-yard line. All be snapped back by Myron Tipton. Ryan Williams will hold the football at the 10. Penalty flag down. Kick is up there. It's good, but penalty flags go down. It's going to be against the offense. It's going to be encroachment. And they're going to say actually against the defense. That will be against the Yellow Jackets out of Graceland. But the Baker football team looked like $1 million. But that's one of those plays that you'll see on the highlight film. Matter of fact, you'll have that on Monday. But I like the fact that Reggie stayed with it. And I thought for a split second, I thought he's not going to be able to catch that, but he did.
He made a great effort to catch that ball. And talk about the throw by Sam Boston coming in. He's been out a couple weeks with Jake Morris's return, and he put the ball right on the money there. And no guy deserves that more than Reggie Harris. He's had a great season. One of the nicest guys on the field. He'll talk to anybody. He's a great kid.
Well, he is a great kid. And I remember the visit we had in Peru, Nebraska early this year, and he went out and he got a couple of touchdown grabs that day. He's been on a tear ever since. Baker Wildcat football team, they're going to kick it again, this time from about the 1.5 yard line. It's going to be timeout taken. 1:21 before halftime. Baker 19. Graceland Yellow Jackets 7. We're back in 30 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Cecil and Carol Miller have sponsored these Baker football broadcasts since their inception 24 years ago. Cecil and Carol are proud of the record of the football team that has won 7 or 8 games each year since 2006. But more importantly, the The Millers are proud that the Baker football team has had more academic All-Americans than any other team in the country for the past 2 years. We are behind Baker on the athletic field and in the classroom. Cecil and Carol Miller hope that you are enjoying today's game.
I made the comment to several people this week, who's the MVP for the Baker Wildcats? You'd have a hard time coming up with that, but to me, Sam Bossum, and what a job he's done again today. 8 for 12 passing, 111 yards, 2 throws in the ball game to Reggie Harris. The Baker Wildcats just went 6 plays and 80 yards. Now they're going to line up and try the 2-point conversion. If they convert that, they'll lead 21-7. Direct snap will come to Sam Bossum. Baker will line up. Direct snap is going to come from the Wildcat formation. Dylan Baxter goes down the middle. Does he get it? He went behind his center and right guard. That's where he played in high school. Scored 29 touchdowns. Good enough to get a scholarship at Southern Cal. I don't believe he made it on the 2-point conversion. The middle of that defense, led by Billy Went, comes in and stops the Baker tailback. So 1:21 to play in the first half. Baker Wildcats still lead 19-7. Back in 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Dick Hedges is in the Baker Athletic Hall of Fame. He had a great track record as a coach and was the youngest head football coach that Baldwin High ever had. He was hired right out of Baker University. Baker can be proud of its football tradition with the late Charlie Richard inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, Emma Liston founding the NAIA, and Mike McCarthy as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who also serves on the Board of Trustees. Dick, who is now living in Fort Scott, hopes that you are enjoying today's game.
We welcome a Lawrence Baker football sponsor on the edge and the internet, Jack Ellen Honda of the Lawrence Auto Plaza. Jack Ellen is the oldest continuing car dealer in Lawrence, and he and his staff have been satisfying their customers for the past 43 years. They have cars that are reliable, and they offer the service to make them run well. They are open 3 nights a week, and they are open with their service department from 8 to 5 on Saturday. Jack Ellen and the Lawrence Auto Plaza hopes that you are enjoying today's game here on the edge and the internet.
This is your student station manager, Sean Deegan, and you're listening to KMBU-FM 89.7 The Edge in Baldwin City.
There's a 75-yard kickoff return by Stephen Stewart. Obviously, the ball will come back right now to the 25-yard line. That's where they're going to play it. Interesting stats in the first half. Dylan Baxter on 21 carries has 169 yards. Now, Graceland on the other side, 9 rushes and 60 yards. Their quarterback got 38 in Matt Fink. So they've completely dominated up front.
They have, and the Baker Wildcats need to keep it coming. This game is far from over, and they've still got a lot of work to do, some confidence to build, and they've got to keep this rolling into the playoffs.
The tailback spot, Andrew Gales. Direct snap will come to their tailback, Matt Fink. Fink very solid. Their fullback will be Jeff Klein. Now, Fink in the ball game has gone 3 for 5 passing, lines his team up. Quarterback gives it off the tailback. Gales around the bend, and down he goes. Good one-on-one tackle made by Ryder Wirtz again. Ryder Wirtz is all over this field. I think Jack Haywood also got a piece of him. Jack, a young man from Lawrence, Kansas. His grandfather is Kurt Haywood, one of the fine writers for the Piccadilly Capital for years. And his grandmother was one of the fine writers out of the Hutchinson News. That'll bring up second down, a loss of 2 in the play, second down 12. 52 ticks remaining on the scoreboard clock in the half. Baker's going to take a 19-7 halftime advantage. They've had 3 drives today, one of 90 yards to begin the game. Baxter with a 4-yard touchdown. Then Baker again went 90 yards. And the last drive, they went 6 plays and 80 yards. Quarterback Matt Fink will line his team up. Give the tailback Gales. Gales tries the left side. Andrew gets maybe a couple of yards out around the 27-yard line. Hit behind his left guard. Good tackle again by the Baker Wildcats. In to make that tackle, a right defensive end, Mario Armstrong, and aided again by the outside linebacker. So spot the football now at the 27. Third down coming up. Third down with 8 yards to go. That'll be the final play of this first half. Baker will take a halftime lead in at 19-7. Very impressive first half. What was impressive was the fact that Baker got on the board when they went 8 plays and 90 yards. Dylan Baxter took it in from the 4. Then they came right back and blocked the kick out of a 16-yard drive. Marcus Griffin from the 2-yard line. They convert the point after. And then the Wildcats go 17 plays, 90 yards. Sam Bossum threw a 12-yard strike to Jake Green. That, to me, Brad, set the tone for the first half.
Yeah, I thought that was a great play call by the Baker Wildcats. Give Sam the chance, get the ball out quickly, and they are making plays today. That's one thing that I think is different from past weeks. When they have the opportunities in hand, they take advantage of them.
No doubt. It's halftime. The Baker Wildcats lead 19-7. Back in 2 minutes on the Wildcat Radio Network.
John Smith of Riverhood Retail Group in Kansas City is a proud Baker Wildcat sponsor of Coach Mike Groster's Wildcats, who are ranked 18th in the preseason poll. John is a proud former Baker athlete who has done well in business. When he was at Baker, he was the second all-time leading scorer for the Baker basketball team, and he has fond memories of his days at Baker under former head coach Rick Weaver. John is hoping for another banner year for Baker Athletics that won the Learfield Trophy for having the most championships in the Heart of America Conference. John hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the web and on the edge.
President David Hill and his staff are proud sponsors of Baker football and are pleased to bring you today's game. The Mid-American Bank located on 56 Highway has been a leader in this community, and they specialize in home loans. Dave Hill knows this community, and he and his staff have been raised here. They are behind Baker and Baldwin High School. If you are looking for a home or car loan, contact the Mid-American Bank on 56 Highway. Dave Hill and his staff hope that you are enjoying today's game.
Bob and Lydia New of New Physical Therapy in Baldwin and Lawrence hope that you are enjoying today's game. New Physical Therapy has always offered professional physical therapists so that you can get well sooner. They are conveniently located in Baldwin City next to the Baldwin Athletic Club. Bob and Lydia are great sports fans of the Baker Wildcats, the KU Jayhawks, and the Baldwin High Bulldogs. If you have a pain in the back or knee problems, stop by the office on 56 Highway in Baldwin City or call at 594-4100. New Physical Therapy is behind Baker and Baldwin City.
Debbie Morgan of Stevens Real Estate hopes that you are enjoying today's games on the edge and the internet. Stevens Real Estate has been serving Baldwin and Baker with friendly hometown service. Debbie and her staff know Baldwin and the housing market in Douglas County, so when you're buying your next home, try calling Debbie, Julie C., or Chelsea Sheldon at 594-2320. At Stevens Real Estate, they will make you feel at home.
At halftime, Mike Grossner's talking about one thing, finishes. You lead 19-7 at halftime. This offensive line today has been brilliant for the second straight Saturday. Sam Bossom, the quarterback, answered the bell. 8 for 12 passing, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, touchdown pass of 12 yards to Jake Green. The one that was kind of dramatic, the 60-yarder to Reggie Harris. The Baker Wildcats have had drives today of 90 yards, and 80 yards. When they threw with Sam Boston threw to Jake Green, that was 17 plays and 90 yards. Then they got a real good one with 121 for the half. Sam Boston threw the ball for Reggie Harris, another touchdown in 2 consecutive weeks. At halftime, the Baker Wildcats lead by a score of 19-7. 2 pertinent stats. In the first half, Sam Bossom has gone 8 for 12, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dylan Baxter, for the second straight ball game, he's got a chance to be the top offensive player in the conference. 21 carries and 169 yards. Halftime, a great halftime visit. Brad Barnes comes by and be talking to the top track coach and cross-country coach in our conference, Zach Kindler. We'll do that in exactly 2 minutes on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Bob and Deb Wertz of Waxman Candles at 609 Mass Street in Lawrence hope that you are enjoying today's game on the radio and the internet. Waxman Candles has been in business since 1970, making creative selections of homemade candles to fit the specific needs of their customers. Bob and Deb are proud of the job that Coach Mike Grosser and Jason Thorne are doing with the Wildcats on and off the field. Go Wildcats!
Roger Arnold of Baldwin Insurance, located on 56 Highway in the Mid-America Bank building, is a proud sponsor of Baker football. Baldwin Insurance and Roger have been bringing you these Baker football games on the web and 89.7 for over 20 years. Baldwin Insurance does not work for one company. They work for their customers with friendly, professional advice. If you are looking for life, homeowners, or auto insurance, you can call Roger, Dave Hill, or Mike Reed. Check out Baldwin Insurance, 594-6822. That's Baldwin Insurance, located at 802 Ames on 56 Highway, and they are behind Baker football. Each year, thousands of people are killed or hurt, and millions of crashes take place involving driver distractions, and the number is growing, particularly among young and inexperienced drivers. Motorists who use cell phones while driving are 4 times as likely to get into car crashes serious enough to injure themselves or others, and taking your eyes off the road to send or read a text message is dramatically more of a risk and against the law. Drivers simply cannot do two things at once, and many don't realize the dangers posed when taking their eyes and minds off the road and their hands off the wheel to focus on activities other than driving. Kick the habit. It's time to put it down. A message from AAA Kansas. Larry and Kay Parkin are proud of all Baker graduates, but they are especially proud of the kind of graduate like Brandon Scarborough, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers, Gene Chubb, and all of the Baker graduates who have lived the Baker spirit. Larry is still active, serving Baker as a member of the Board of Trustees. He and Kay hope that you are enjoying today's game.
And welcome to halftime here at Liston Stadium. The Baker Wildcats lead the Graceland Yellow Jackets 19-7. I'm Brad Barnes in here for the halftime show, joined by head Baker cross country and track coach Zach Kindler. Coach, you guys had a great year last year. Walk us through the entire season. You had the conference championship in men's cross country, and then you swept in indoor and outdoor. Tell us about that.
Yeah, obviously we got things started off great last year in the fall with our men's. First time we had a HAC champion title on the men's cross country side in quite a while. We had the women's the year before, and we had every expectation to go back and repeat with the title there. But ladies' side, we had a few injuries that kind of pushed us back there. Ended up getting second on the girls' side, so it was still exciting to have that. But obviously, guys coming out and the way that they did it, the hunger and the desire, they won it last year, and then really only winning by 5 points at that HAC cross country meet. It was exciting. Then obviously we used that momentum to carry us into indoor and outdoor last year, winning both men's and women's indoor. And then outdoor, we knew it was going to be close. There's some great teams in our conference. Central Methodist is one of the teams we always look at. But we really took it to them and took it through the rest of the conference. And we ended up quite large victories on both sides. And it was very exciting the way we ended up there. And then obviously transitioning into this year as well, too.
Now, you guys have some pretty tough kids out there, especially some of those cross-country runners. They don't get a lot of off-season time, do they?
No, they don't. It's pretty much by the time we get done in May, we turn around pretty quickly and start rolling it in June and start getting some what we call our base training, mileage training in there. And then really once we get things started back up in August, we're ready to go with our first cross-country meet in September. So, yeah, those guys, they're pretty reluctant on just staying with it. And we always talk more about our training. It's not really seasonal. It's more lifestyle activity for us, and we're constantly out there hitting the pavement.
Now, you've got a student-athlete out there that is handling a lot of things right now. Katie Thurman, she's the student class president, and she's got the pole vault. She's on the pole vault team as well. Talk a little bit about her.
You know, Katie is an outstanding young lady. It's remarkable that we have her here at Baker, and what she brings to our team, this university, is just outstanding. Her last year in the pole vault being All-American indoor, and then coming out and being national runner-up in the outdoor season with pole vault. It's remarkable that she's capable of doing that. And now she's taken on as the student senate, as the chair of that, and president of that. And so it's something that she has a lot of on her plate and a lot of things that she deals with, but at the same time she has that passion and desire, and she really sticks with it.
Another athlete to look at, you guys had a javelin thrower, I believe, Stephanie, that had a pretty nice season last year.
Yeah, it was. I was the javelin thrower when I was in college, so it's something that was very exciting to me to have some great throwers out there, and Stephanie had a tremendous year. Javelin, she was All-American indoor in the shot put, and then obviously coming out and being a national champion of javelin, just the type of athlete that shows who she is. But the way that she did it and how she won that national title on her very last throw, and then we had to wait for the rest of the girls to really compete. And any one of the top 5 girls could have stepped up and thrown past her mark, but she was the one that had it that day, and it was a very exciting day. And obviously now it's exciting to get on top. It's even tougher to stay on top. So that's what we constantly talk with her about.
Now, you guys continued the trend, had a great showing this year at the Cross Country Conference Championships. How are you guys going to carry this over into indoor and outdoor?
Well, we first have nationals next weekend. We go up to Vancouver, Washington, and our men's and 3 of our ladies will compete up there. Guys, we're pushing for hopefully a top 20 team national finish. That would be the highest place we've had since I've been here. And I think we've got the team to do it, and we got the guys that are ready and excited. Potentially on the girls' side, we've got some ladies that are running really well. Lauren Jakeway has a very great opportunity to be an All-American, top 30 and individual place as well, too. So it should be a great meet, very exciting. It's always wet and muddy and pretty cool up there in Washington, but at the same time, that's what cross country is about. Transitioning into track, we've got kids that are working hard right now, and they're all hungry, and they're starting to get that desire and that expectation's there, too, to be on top. We've kind of started setting the trend with our 5th title in a row on our guys' side. So it's something that the expectation's there, like I said, but at the same nature, we take it one day at a time and try to get better each and every day to end up to where we're in a position to win that conference title on those meet days.
Now, I noticed a big ring on your finger. That's nice to have, I bet.
Yeah, it is. We had the Triple Crown last year is what we constantly talk about on the guys' side, where we went cross-country, indoor, and outdoor. Obviously, we're going to try that again this year with our guys' side and continue it on that transition there. But, it's something that I obviously would have we wouldn't have this success if it wasn't for our assistant coaches and what they're doing and the time they put in, and then just the dedication within our athletes.
Well, Coach, hope you can get it done this year. Good luck to Coach Kindler and the cross-country team as they go to nationals this weekend, the indoor and outdoor track and field teams as well. Baker Wildcats lead 19-7 here at halftime over the Graceland Yellow Jackets. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Stevens Real Estate has always been behind Baldwin City and Baker. The owner of Stevens Real Estate, Bob Stevens, has always told his staff to be involved in the community. His son, Doug, has followed the same plan. Branch manager Debbie Morgan has had two sons play for Baker, Tim, who is an all-conference quarterback, and Brian, who is an all-conference basketball player. When you are buying your next home, don't forget Stevens Real Estate in Baldwin City at 594-2320. That's Stevens Real Estate. They'll make you feel at
The Baldwin Diner is behind Baker in football and in all sports. Coach Mike Roaster has a winning game plan each week for the Wildcat football team. Baldwin Diner owners Jeremy Roderick and Brent Boyle also have a winning game plan for delicious meals for you and your family. Every meal at the Baldwin Diner is made from scratch. They also have daily specials. So if you are running late or just want to visit the campus, you can find the Baldwin Diner on Highway 56 next to the lodge.
President Tom Dillon of the Baldwin State Bank hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the internet and the edge. Baldwin State Bank has been serving Baker and Baldwin City for the past 130 years with sound financial advice and banking services. Coach Mike Grosser and his Wildcats have a winning game plan for each game. Baldwin State Bank has a winning game plan for each customer that banks with them. They are providing today's game as another service of Baldwin's oldest bank that has 3 locations: the Harder Union, the main branch downtown, and the Baldwin City Market. Go Baker Wildcats.
Dr. Pat Long is starting her 7th year at Baker. During that time, Dr. Long has seen the building and completion of a dormitory and now the completion of the Mulvane, Boyd, and Hartley Science buildings on campus. Carol and Cecil Miller are proud of all that Dr. Long has accomplished during her tenure at Baker, and they are especially proud that she and her husband Dennis have been involved in the Baldwin City community. The Millers hope to see you often this fall on campus or at Liston Stadium for Wildcat football. Enjoy the game.
And we're back at Liston Stadium. Brad Barnes up here in the broadcast booth at halftime. 19-7, the Baker Wildcats lead over the Graceland Yellow Jackets. I'm joined by wide receiver Kyle Bolton. And Kyle, you're out this week having some ankle issues, it sounds like.
Yeah, we got messed up at Culver Stockton. I tried to play through it at Benedictine as best I could because I was a must-win game. And I was advised to sit out this week. And it's tough sitting out, but I have confidence in our team that we're going to get it done, and I want to be healthy for the playoff run.
Now, how do you think you guys are doing out there on the field without you today?
They're doing great. As Coach Rex says, our offense isn't just about one person. You lose one person, we'll replace it. Like you see, we lost Jake. Cam's doing great. I'm not in. Receiver core is doing great. Dylan's running great. We don't have Jermaine back there. And we're just doing really great on the field. I think we're going to get a big win here.
Now, replacing people has kind of been the storyline for you guys this season. You lose Scotty Meyer early. Jake Morris, we could go down the list. But what's important for this team to move on and replace those guys and still keep us track for a playoff run?
It's important to realize that not one person makes the team. We all practice each other's positions. We all know everything. So when one person goes down, there's someone ready to step up and someone ready to take the place and carry the load for us.
Sam Boston, he's been the guy that stepped up big time for you guys this year. Jake goes down last week, and we're hoping he can come back and be ready for next week's playoff game. But Sam has really stepped in this year and taken hold of this team.
Oh, Sam's great. He's a starting caliber quarterback for any other school, and it's great that he's here as our backup because we really relied on him all year.
All right, so looking on into next week's playoffs, obviously we've got to get out of this one today as we're up 19-7 at half. But what's the things looking like going into next week for the playoffs?
Right now we're just trying to take it one step at a time. The main focus right now is on this game. There has been talk about playoffs, but everyone in the locker room, like at half and before the game, is everything set right here. We're just trying to get the win now.
All right, Kyle Bolton coming up. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and have Kyle Bolton for some more time up here in the broadcast booth. Baker Wildcats lead 19-7 over the Yellow Jackets from Graceland University. We'll be right back on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Chuck Brown of Jefferson City is a proud sponsor of Baker football broadcasts on KNBU and the web. Chuck is the first to tell you that coaches Carl Spear and Jim Eyrich made a difference in his life. He is proud of the fact that the first paid basketball coach ever coached at Baker, named Fogg Allen. He is equally proud that as a Baker graduate, Mike McCarthy is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who also serves on the Baker board.
John Smith of Riverhood Retail Group in Kansas City is a proud Baker Wildcat sponsor of Coach Mike Grosser's Wildcats, who are ranked 18th in the preseason poll. John is a proud former Baker athlete who has done well in business. When he was at Baker, he was the second all-time leading scorer for the Baker basketball team, and he has fond memories of his days at Baker under former head coach Rick Weaver. John is hoping for another banner year for Baker Athletics that won the Learfield Trophy for having the most championships in the Heart of America Conference. John hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the web and on the edge. Mel and Dallas Hawk of Overland Park are great Baker sports fans. They come to the games and sponsor the football broadcasts over KMBU-FM and the web. The Hawks are proud of the fact that Baker had the best overall athletic program during this last academic year. That happened because of excellent coaches and athletes, plus the leadership of Athletic Director Teresa Yetmar and President Dr. Pat Long. Come see the Wildcats in action this year at Liston Stadium. And if you can't, we hope that you are enjoying today's game on the radio and the web. Gary Sollers knows something about fundraising. He and Gary Coleman raised nearly $600,000 to renovate the Delt House in Baldwin City. President Dr. Pat Long has raised nearly $11 million restoring and remodeling the new Ivan L. Boyd Center for Collaborative Science Education. Gary and Connie have always been active in their alma mater, as Gary served on the Board of Trustees. Gary and Connie Sollers are proud of Baker football and all of the athletic teams at Baker University.
Halftime, the Baker Wildcats are leading Graceland 19-7. Everybody knows the implication. Baker wins the day, wins substantially. I talked to Larry Lady last night at Allen Fieldhouse. He said, you win the ball game today and win by a couple of touchdowns, you're headed for the playoffs. Cal Bolton, what would that mean to you and this team?
I mean, a great deal. You know, that's been the goal since our freshman year. And this is a team to do it. This is a team to make a deep playoff run. We have all the weapons, you know. There's great players, great senior leadership, and I think we could go pretty deep in the playoffs.
Your offensive line the first half was brilliant, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. They all week we've been practicing, you got to maul them. You got to get on top of them quick because Graceland has some big D linemen, and our boys have stepped up to the challenge. They're great.
And Dylan Baxter, my goodness, at halftime, 20 carries, 170 yards, 156 last week. He's been brilliant.
He's looking like the old Dylan Baxter from USC, and it's great to see him out there. And we got down short yard situation, and he's asking for the ball, and that's what I like to see. You know, not being timid. He wants to be out there. He wants the ball. He wants to score.
And Sam Bossum, I made the comment to you early in the week. He might be your MVP. He only goes 8 for 12, 2 touchdowns, 111 yards. He's only had a couple of picks, actually 3 on the year, has he?
Yeah, I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now for passing percentage. And, I mean, like I was telling Brad, he could be a starter somewhere else, you know. And it's great that he's here to back up our hack quarterback of the year, Jake Morris, you know. And I'm really happy he got the time to shine, and he's showing off his arm and his skill right now. What
about Reggie? Did your heart go in your throat around the 20?
Oh, man. He came off the sideline. I was saying, Reggie, man, what are you doing? I said I got really nervous when we started bobbling the ball. He said, I'm trying to make it exciting. And we just had a good laugh, but he's having a phenomenal game. He's having a phenomenal year. Back-to-back games with great catches and great touchdowns.
What do you think the coaches told the Wildcats at halftime?
They were telling them, Coach Ray was telling us, I know, that we're going to keep going at them. You know, we're going to run the ball because it's been working. It's our bread and butter right now. They're getting tired. Their D-line can't keep up with us, and we're just going to beat them with speed. And then when we pass, we're going to exploit them for running man against our receivers.
Kyle Bolton, one of my favorite guys. At halftime, the good guys of Baker lead 19-7. Back for the second half kickoff in 2 minutes on the Wildcat Radio Network.
If you are out of money this weekend and bank with the Baldwin State Bank, you are not out of luck. The Baldwin State Bank has 3 locations with quick and easy access to your money, with ATM machines in the Heart of Union, the Baldwin City Market, and the main branch. This is just another service of Baldwin's oldest bank, serving Baker and Douglas County with 130 years of friendly hometown service. That's the Baldwin State Bank, member FDIC.
Gene Chubb has a rich tradition with Baker University. Gene's dad, Jim Chubb, was a prominent Methodist minister and a Baker grad. His grandfather, Alva Chubb, was a longtime member of the Board of Trustees, and both of his brothers, Hal and Bob, attended Baker. Gene will tell you that his coach, Carl Spear, and his high school coach, Charlie Bonebrake, were great influences in his life. Gene is proud of the record of the Baker football team these last 4 years, as Coach Mike Grosser has won 29 games and lost just 11. But he is even more proud that Baker has had more academic All-Americans in football than any other football program over the past 2 years in the NAIA. Go Wildcats! Mel and Alice Hawk of State Farm Insurance in Overland Park are proud Baker football sponsors. Mel's brother, Babe Hawk, was inducted into the Baker Hall of Fame 4 years ago. Mel and his 2 brothers all went to Baker and got great educations. Alice and Mel have served on the alumni board and are active in their fraternity and sorority houses on the Baker campus. The Hawks have been in the insurance business for over 40 years, and they service what they sell in home, life, and auto insurance. The Hawks hope that you are enjoying today's game on the internet and on the edge. Dr. Pat Long is starting her 7th year at Baker. During that time, Dr. Long has seen the building and completion of a dormitory and now the completion of the Mulvane, Boyd, and Hartley Science buildings on campus. Carol and Cecil Miller are proud of all that Dr. Long has accomplished during her tenure at Baker, and they are especially proud that she and her husband Dennis have been involved in the Baldwin City community. The Millers hope to see you often this fall on campus or at Liston Stadium for Wildcat football. Enjoy the game.
Tom Hedrick voiced the Baker Wildcats. 15 more minutes of football in this quarter, and then 30 minutes for the entire second half. Brad, Baker, if they can take it down and get a touchdown right now, they already lead 19-7. They'll convert. They'll either try the point after the 2-pointer. If they do that, they've got control of this game, because you see those ominous clouds over there. It could snow by 4:30.
Yeah, it's true. And this Graceland team is a team that once they get down, it's hard for them to come back to the game. They have been put out easily all year long. If the Baker Wildcats can get a touchdown, this one is going to be sealed.
Because you see, they're shooting for a winning season. There's the kick coming downfield by Stephen Stewart. High, deep kick. Going to be gathered in at the 7-yard line with their safety man, who bobbles the football and knocked out of bounds around the 13. They're kicking the football downfield. The man who grabbed the ball, Terrence Wells. He's what they call a breakaway threat. 185-pound sophomore from Lancaster, California. So the Baker football team will be out there playing defense. Up front's going to be Andre Jolly, Michael Faison, Travis Ray, Mario Armstrong. Take a look at Wirtz in the middle. He's already made 5 tackles. Scotty Schrog on one side. Clark has played a little bit, hasn't he?
He has. Emerson's a guy that's been in on and off the field a lot throughout the past couple weeks. He's still trying to get a feel for things. He started out, had a great game against Ottawa, and he's still trying to get a nice feel.
Is he ever? Quarterback spins. Fink gives it back to the tailback up the middle. It's going to be Griffin. Griffin's a big running back. Ran it back for a couple of yards to the 15. Gain of 2 on it. Second down 8. Andre Jolly passes out the migraine headache alongside Scotty Schrog. So for the team from Graceland, Lamoni, Iowa, they'll line up with second down 8. Ball game barely underway in the third quarter. Baker led early, 6-0. Then they led by a single tally. Baker then went on one drive 90 yards. The next drive they went 80, and leading the strength of that on 2 touchdown passes by quarterback Sam Bossum, and 20 carries and 170 yards by Dylan Baxter. Graceland comes out. Mac Fink from the shotgun formation. Trips on the far side. Direct snap coming. Gives back to Griffin. Griffin around the bend. Big running back at the 15. Knocked out of bounds around the 20-yard marker. He's a big, strong back, 215-pounder. Young man from Baltimore, Maryland. He gets tackled out of bounds by the right cornerback, Michael Stevenson. Penalty flag goes down to that one with 14:03 to play. Another thing Baker needs to do, don't make a lot of penalties. You've got this game under control. Go out there and play good fundamental football. I just talked a moment ago to one of the linebacker coaches, Matt Brock. I said, what do you have to do to win the second half? He said, the biggest thing is tackle well. He said, we want to finish it. Our run game has been tremendous. We've established that. And now it's going to be 15 yards against the Baker Wildcats for a personal foul. But don't make a lot of dumb penalties right now.
Yeah, and they don't want the clock to stop. That's another thing with this one. The penalties are just going to build up. And at this point in the season, and with the Baker Wildcats being a 12th-ranked team in the nation, you can't make those penalties.
No, absolutely not. So 15-yarder out the 36-yard line. Graceland comes out. Matt Fink will be in the shotgun formation. Tailback now will become Andrew Gales. Slot to the near side, a double wing formation. Baker with a 4-man front. Quick throw. They throw the ball to the outside. Picked off at the 40-yard line by Stevenson at the 20, at the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Mike Stevenson with a pick for the Baker Wildcats. That will be interception number 3 on the year, but he couldn't have made a bigger one. And now the Baker Wildcats with 13:49 to go, leading this ball game by a 25-7 score. That's precisely what the Wildcats needed.
That is exactly what they needed. I had breakfast with a couple of the players this morning, and Ryder Words told me that they were going to put some points on the board today defensively. They've done a fantastic job. Mike Stevenson stepped up, jumped the route perfectly there, just a quick hitch route. He made his way around the receiver, got the interception, and took it to the house. Nobody was going to stop him on that play.
No, he's a great one-on-one cover corner. Now the Wildcats will try the point after. Steven Stewart does the honors on the 10-yard line. Oldington by Brian Williams. Ball's down. The kick's up. It's end over end. It's up. And the kick is perfect. The Baker Wildcats 26. Graceland 7. We're back at 60 on the Wildcats Radio Network.
Don and Charlotte Parker of Topeka are proud of the football team at Baker, but they are also delighted that the volleyball team, the soccer teams, the track and cross-country teams all won league titles, and the BU basketball team went to the NAIA National Tournament in Kansas City for the first time since Emma Liston, a Hall of Fame coach at Baker, founded the NAIA. Baker has a proud tradition in football, including Hall of Fame coach Charlie Richard and Green Bay Packers head coach Mike McCarthy. Don and Charlotte hope that you are enjoying today's game on the radio or the internet.
The Mid-America Bank is a proud sponsor of Baker football. The staff at the Mid-America Bank appreciates how Baker University contributes and promotes the Baldwin City community. Mid-America Bank specializes in real estate lending and offers competitive rates and terms. You can call them for all your banking needs at 785-594-2100. The Mid-America Bank is a locally owned and full-service community bank with offices in Baldwin City and Lawrence. Mid-America Bank is an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Hats off to sophomore right cornerback Mike Stevenson with a 37-yard pick six. The Baker Wildcats with 13:49 to go stretch that lead to 26-7. That is huge. Kicking off will be Steven Stewart. I talked to Steven last week. I said, what's the difference between hitting a home run in baseball for you, a goal in soccer, and getting a 15-yard touchdown run against Benedictine? He said, well, the baseball thing is easy. You hit it and you're out of here. But he said, I don't know which was a greater thrill for me, the soccer goal or the touchdown against Benedictine. He said, I think it's a tie. At any rate, what a job he's done as a kicker. A deep kick is coming down. The safety man goes back. That's going to be Wells. Terrence says, I'm not going to try to return it. So now, Graceland's got the football at their own 25-yard line, 13:49 to go. Their quarterback, Max Fink, did not have great success in the first half passing. Went 5 for 7, 18 yards. Now he's got a pick in his hands. He's got 8 on the year. He's also got 7 touchdowns. Pretty good running back tandem with Andrew Gales along with Marcus Griffin. However, their running backs have really been contained. Fink, 3 carries, 44 yards. That's the quarterback. Griffin, 2 carries and 15. And Gales, 6 carries and 6 yards. So Baker's defense has been tremendous against the run. From the shotgun, running play to Gales again. Tries the right side of the 27 for a 2-yard gain. Hit by Andre Jolly. This sophomore from Gardner Edgerton is going to make all-conference. That's a shoe-in. I really believe he ought to be an All-American. He's that good. First-string All-State, outstanding talent. We all know about Bubba Starling. He's the number 1 draft choice of the Kansas City Royals. But that young guy, one of the most gifted defensive players Baker's ever had. And here's the other thing. He's a very good color man on 89.7 FM. Ask our board operator about that today. Sean will tell you that he does a good job. In the shotgun formation, direct snap will come to Matt Fink, backpedals, surveys the field, here's the rush, and once again a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, that time by Andre Jolly. He has a sack for -1. He has just set the all-time Baker University sack record. In other words, on the year, he's been brilliant. Nobody's done a better job. He's now got a grand total of 14 of those. He's got 18.5 stops behind the line of scrimmage. You can't do a better job than that. So tip of the hat to Andre Jolly. The Baker Wildcat defense continues to tee off. Incidentally, you take a look at it, Graceland struggled on pay downs today. They're 1 out of 4 on third down conversions. 3rd down and 9 coming up. 12.5 to play in the third. Baker 26. Graceland College 7. Direct snap is coming. Backpedaling. Once again, Fink over the middle. Grab is made and then dropped at the 31-yard line. They were throwing for Nicholas Gayton. And then to make the tackle, the middle linebacker for the Baker Wildcats. That'll be Ryder Wirtz. Penalty flags go down again at the 12:20 mark of the third. A proud sponsor of Baker Wildcat football and basketball, the Baldwin State Bank. Remember, if you'd like to help Baker University and help the scholarship fund, go in there with your debit card on Monday and ask about that. Grabbing the face mask. That's against the offense decline for the Baker Wildcats. Jolly has now got 21.5 sacks. That is a Baker career record. Nobody's done it better. Leroy Brown, whose brother, of course, Gilbert Brown, played for the Green Bay Packers, and KU was the young man who came down from the hill, established the previous record. So now the Baker defense has done it again, and they've got it 4th and 9. Graceland must kick it away. Their punter will come on, Cody Grand by name, averaging 41 yards a kick in the first half. There's the snap, and there's the kick to him. He also wears the number 41. That's a kick that bounds at the 41 and goes out of bounds. Reggie Harris said, forget it. The Wildcats will put it in play. 12 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the third quarter. We'll find out after the ball game on 89.7 FM. We'll let you know about that game between Evangel and Mid-America. But the important thing for Baker, Brad, they're leading in the game 26-7. They've really controlled it.
They have, and I'd love to see that. The consistency coming out from a big win last week against Benedictine. They've done a fantastic job today of getting out there, and they've taken time off the clock. They've really controlled not only the game up front, but the time on the scoreboard as well.
First down, 10 yards to go at the Wildcat 29. Sam Boston at quarterback. Lone setback, Dylan Baxter. 20 carries, 170 yards in the first half. Fullback moves over to the right, Jesse Schultz. Young man who's married, very mature football player. Back to throw the ball. It's going to be a run by Sam Boston at the 35 and slides to the 36-yard line for a 7-yard gain. Sam Boston has done a job. He did have a pick early, but oh, what a job he's done in this football game. And he's the type of guy that I said, okay, tell me how it's so much better to be a starter than be the backup. He said two things. When you're the starting quarterback, you know precisely what you've got to do. And you get 80% of the reps, and you do it with the first unit. As a second-string quarterback, you get about half the reps, and you're doing with the number twos. Second down, 3 yards to go. Running play up the middle. Good run by Dylan Baxter to the 41. That's a Baker Wildcat first down. And he's simply been brilliant. He continues to run well. That'll be his 22nd carry. Another 5-yard gain for Baker Wildcat first down. 11:30 remaining. Miguel Regalato's got to like the way things are going. Offensive coordinator says that line of mine, he smiled at halftime. He said, we're doing what we wanted to do. Baker comes out of the 41. Jake Green is wide left with a touchdown today. Wildcats in the slot formation. Direct snap will come. Sam Boston takes it, spins, gives it to Dylan Baxter up the middle, picks his way, cuts back. He's tackled at the 46-yard line. Another 5-yard pickup. He gets hit that time by Billy Wentz. He can really cut back against the grain, can he not?
He can, and it's crazy how he does it. He just comes up, puts one foot in the ground, and gets that nice plant, and he can go almost any direction with that. We saw it last week against Benedictine right before Steven Stewart ran in that touchdown. He had a great play where he crossed up two guys with one move. He's an excellent athlete.
Yes, he is. Second down, 5 at the 46. Sam Boston will take the snap, a slot to the far side. Dylan Baxter behind him. Play action pass. Sam is back to throw for the 13th time. Throws it up there. Catch is going to be made at the 45-yard line and falls forward to the 44. Outstanding throw by Sam Boston, throwing to the wide receiver, Tyler Hatcher. Now, Hatcher's not only a good wideout, he's a special team star, and he grabs that football and gets to the 44-yard line for Baker Wildcat first down. They tack on one more yard to the 43. And with 10:23 to play in the third. Time is winding down. The Baker Wildcats are trying to punch that scoreboard clock again. They've done it today with 3 drives of 80-plus yards, 2 90-yard drives and an 80-yarder, and a pick-6 for the right cornerback, Mike Stevenson. First down, Baker at the 43. Boston back to throw again. Has time. Goes a deep pattern. He fires that football down deep at the 5-yard line. The hand was on by the right flanker back of the Baker Wildcats. Jake Green had it for a split second. But the wind, I think, was a factor. He's trying to burn the cornerback as Stanley Birch went back to private cover along with Dante Wright. And Wright shaking up a little bit and getting up kind of slowly on it. He along with Stanley Birch. And now it's Birch, the outside backer, that's really banged up. See, that would have normally been 6 points because Jake Green had his fingertips on it. Had the wind not been gusting like that, another touchdown for the Baker quarterback, Sam Bossum.
It's a tough game out there for those receivers. They're trying to judge the ball in the air, and it's going every different direction possible. You can see Jake right there. He started out towards the outside of the field and had to come into the middle more towards the end of that throw. It's going to be a tough day trying to throw that deep ball.
No doubt. 2nd down 10 at the Graceland College 43. Baker's football. Sam Bossum at quarterback. Takes the snap. Gives it back to his tailback. Dylan Baxter picks his hold of the 40. Very patient. And finally stopped at the 36-yard line. That's another gain of 7 yards off left tackle by Dylan Baxter. Blocking that time by Ian Autry. Aided also by the left guard of the Baker Wildcats, Sheldon Jacks. So for Baker now, 3rd down coming up, 3 yards to go. And the thing that impressed this reporter is the fact that once again, Dylan Baxter waited for his blockers. He was not impatient. Now Baker on pay downs today, an amazing 5 for 6. 9:20 now to play in the 3rd quarter. Baker 26, Graceland College 7. Sam Bossum lines his team up, academic All-American type. They go back again, Dylan Baxter. They fake the blitz, running play up the middle. He hurdles a man, fights for the 33-yard line. That'll be a gain of a tough 3 yards. The inside backer gets him, Billy Wendt. Wentzer had a big ball game for them, and Kenny Newman, an outside linebacker, got him as well. But what impresses me is this offensive line. They're going to call offside against the team from Graceland. And the Baker Wildcat offensive front the last 2 weeks, when we talk about MVPs, you have to start with them, very honestly.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the progression of this team. They had a couple guys stepping in this year, a guy like Sheldon Jack.
Right.
Justin McCandless coming in. He's a young guy as well and got some time last year, but he moved to a different position this year. And these guys are coming in trying to get this rhythm going up front, and they're finally getting it together right before the playoff run.
Baker with the first down to the 31. Sam Bossum in the shotgun formation. Flanker back comes in motion. Dylan Perry, now a slot back on the near side. They're splitting out the wide target. That's going to be Big Joel Murphy. Back to throw the ball. Sam Bossum pulls it down. Has 5 seconds. Guns the pass. Coming back. Reggie Harris makes the catch at the 18. Runs to the 10. Still on his feet to the 5. Still on his feet. And he's knocked out of bounds on around the 1-yard line. Reggie Harris with another big play. A 30-yard gain. But the yellow handkerchief comes down. Oh, my goodness. Sam Bossum had 5 or 6 seconds to throw it. Reggie went right across the middle. Harris was open, bided his time, took the safety with him. The quarterback, Bossum, lays it out there nicely, and the Baker Wildcats have got it now a yard shy of that goal line with 8:30 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Sam had great composure back there in the pocket. The first look around, the first glance, he did not find anybody open. Reggie Harris made something happen, and that's when we saw Sam step to the left, find that lane, and he got the ball out, and Reggie Harris made it happen after that.
1st and goal, the Wildcats get about a foot on that situation and penalty. They've got it now a foot shy of the goal line. Baker comes out. Sam Bossum will take the snap. They offset the fullback once again, Jesse Schultz. Dylan Baxter behind his quarterback. Takes the handoff right down the middle. Touchdown for Dylan Baxter. He gets his 2nd score of the day going behind his left guard. Sheldon Jacks cleared the path, and running to daylight will be Dylan Baxter. 8:23 to go, and the Baker Wildcats are headed for the playoffs. They lead the Graceland Yellow Jackets 32-7. Wow. What a great-looking drive. And Reggie Harris sets it up with a 30-yard completion. Sam Bossum's done a good job engineering this football team today with 2 touchdown throws. Stephen Stewart tries the point after. Ball be snapped back once again. Doing the honors will be Myron Tipton. Byron Williams will be the holder. Ball's down. The kick's up. It's end over end. The kick is up, and the kick is through the uprights. Baker 33, Graceland 7. We're back in 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
John Smith of Riverhood Retail Group in Kansas City is a proud Baker Wildcat sponsor of Coach Mike Groster's Wildcats, who are ranked 18th in the preseason poll. John is a proud former Baker athlete who has done well in business. When he was at Baker, he was the 2nd all-time leading scorer for the Baker basketball team, and he has fond memories of his days at Baker under former head coach Rick Weaver. John is hoping for another banner year for Baker Athletics that won the Learfield Trophy for having the most championships in the Heart of America Conference. John hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the web and on the edge.
Debbie Morgan of Stevens Real Estate hopes that you are enjoying today's games on the edge and the internet. Stevens Real Estate has been serving Baldwin and Baker with friendly hometown service. Debbie and her staff know Baldwin and the housing market in Douglas County, so when you're buying your next home, Try calling Debbie, Julie C., or Chelsea Sheldon at 594-2320. At Stevens Real Estate, they will make you feel at home.
Dylan Baxter's headed for a big ball game. In the ball game, he's now got 25 carries, 187 yards, and 2 scores. He is going to be, the way this game is going, the top offensive football player in the conference. Bossum, very solid at quarterback, 10 for 15, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The Baker Wildcats, with 8:23 to go, will kick it off. Doing the honors once again, Steven Stewart, outstanding baseball soccer player, kicks the football to the 6. The run back artist will carry the football around. It's going to be the young man who carries the football. That's going to be Tyshawn Brown. Brown across the 35 and finally run down at the 37-yard line. Run down that time by Tyler Hatcher, star in that special team. And Brian Boyles told me a couple of times, he said, I think he is a good enough safety he could start in the secondary for Baker. But my goodness, the Baker Wildcats are looking like $1 million. And their offensive line, you start with that. Ian Autry, Sheldon Jacks, he cleared the path for that last touchdown. Jordan Robertson. Then you've got Justin McCandless and Ian Reshek. Aaron Reshek, and what a job he's done today. Out comes Graceland, who got the ball for 36. And their quarterback will be Fink. Matt is 5 for 9 on the day. Runs the option play, gives it back to the tailback, Griffin. Marcus around the bend, might have gotten a yard. No, they're going to get him behind the line, around the 34-yard line for a loss of a couple. 2nd down, 12. Mario Armstrong's been fighting a lot, the senior. Young man who did a good job starting for the Baker Wildcats last year. He and Jesse Campbell have alternated. Jesse, a sophomore, and he'll be coming back. Baker's defense today, let's take a look at the veterans. Michael Faison playing his final game at home. Mario Armstrong in the middle. Ryder Wirtz is the quarterback on defense, and what a player this guy is. Scotty Schrog, Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. He's done a bang-up job for the Baker Wildcats. So those defenders playing their final home game during the regular season. 2nd down, 12. Direct snap to Matt Fink. Graceland's quarterback back, guns to the far sideline. Catch is going to be made around the 44. Throws that ball for Deontay Brown, 6'2" and 180, a junior. Quick sideline pattern. That'll be completion number 6 for him. He's gone 6 for 10. He's passed for 26 yards. 7:22 to play in the 3rd. Boy, it's getting cold at Liston Stadium. Some of the fans are going to say, let's play this ball very quickly right now. Get it out of here. Have a Baker victory, which the Wildcats are going to do, and hope that Mid-America Nazarene knocks off Evangel. Hard for me to pull for the Pioneers, but today I've got to. Run the shotgun formation. Fink gives the tailback. Gets Gales. Gales might have gotten a yard to the 45. Hit behind his right guard and right tackle. Right there to stop him, Michael Faison. Faison's already had 4 tackles in this ball game. Story on Faison was when he came to Baker, a good football player, became a better one when he became a wrestler. He's the type of guy, when you play him nose up on the center, he's almost unblockable. So for the Graceland Yellow Jackets, 4th and 1. They're down 33-7 with 6.5 to go in the 3rd. That on the Baldwin State Bank football scoreboard. Mid-America Nazarene beating Evangel 35-zip. That's going to set it up for the Baker Wildcats to go to the playoffs. Baker's ranked 12th. Mid-America Nazarene number 11. And Mo Valley's ranked 2nd. Benedictine's ranked 25th. And I guarantee you the Baker Wildcats have played like a championship football team today. Timeout taken. 6:11 to go in this game. The Baker Wildcats 33. Graceland College 7. We're back in 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Mel and Dallas Hawk of Overland Park are great Baker sports fans. They come to the games and sponsor the football broadcasts over KMBU-FM and the web. The Hawks are proud of the fact that Baker had the best overall athletic program during this last academic year. That happened because of excellent coaches and athletes, plus the leadership of Athletic Director Teresa Yetmar and President Dr. Pat Long. Come see the Wildcats in action this year at Liston Stadium. And if you can't, we hope that you are enjoying today's game on the radio and the web.
The Mid-America Bank is a proud sponsor of Baker football. The staff at the Mid-America Bank appreciates how Baker University contributes and promotes the Baldwin City community. Mid-America Bank specializes in real estate lending and offers competitive rates and terms. You can call them for all your banking needs at 785-594-2100. The Mid-America Bank is a locally owned and full-service community bank with offices in Baldwin City and Lawrence. Mid-America Bank is an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
There's a kick down to Reggie Harris inside the 25-yard line. He catches the ball at the 23. I'm surprised he was not a center fielder in the baseball team. That was a tough play. He had to fight the wind that time. Goes over as a high booming kick, grabs the football, and now Baker's got the ball to the 23. Reggie's become a star in this game today. 60-yard touchdown grab. He's played brilliantly, made another key catch. Baker's football team has got the ball now at the 23-yard line with 6 to play now in the third. Sam Bossom at quarterback, in the tailback, Dylan Baxter. Dylan already 25 carries, 187 yards. Play action pass. Rolls right. He throws that football. Is going to. Sets up in the pocket. Now he's got to pull it down and run to the 25. There's a fumble, and Graceland's got the ball. That's the last thing you want the Wildcats to do. First of all, you don't want to give it up on the turnover. That's the first thing. Secondly, let's face it, you need Sam Bossom to stay healthy at quarterback.
Well, I think that's a play right there that needs a penalty flag out there. Sam Bossom goes down, slides, and as he slides, he gets pulled back over, and both of his legs get caught underneath him as he's pulled back over the pile. He gets up, and he's walking fine now, but that is a scare for the Baker Wildcats.
No doubt. Now, the good news, the fact that Jake Morris told me he thought he could play by Tuesday. We'll find out. He's not limping very badly. Got that ACL. So we might have 2 quarterbacks for the playoff ball game coming up next weekend. Sam Bossom will line his football team up again in the shotgun. Got protection. Direct snap will come to him. Lines up on 2nd down 9. That's a running play up the middle. Nice run by Alan Troyer out to the 30-yard line. Troyer picks up 6. Went behind his center and left guard. They moved the football downfield. Baker playing ball control. 4:55 now to play in the third. Back of the game, Big Joel Murphy. Then a key contributor. Back in the game also, the wide receiver. That'll be Jake Green on one side, Reggie Harris on the other. But I noticed Sam Bossom, as he runs out the huddle, is limping just a little bit. That is not good news. Third down coming up and 3 yards to go. Wildcats are lining up Troya behind his quarterback. Slot to the near side, Jake Green in the slot. Direct snap was coming. Green comes in motion. There's a reverse action to the 30. 35, 40. It's going to be Dylan Perry across midfield and finally tackled all the way to the 38-yard line of Graceland. That's a great play for Dylan Perry. He's got brilliant outside speed. He grabbed the handoff, came around the bend. That's the play that Kyle Bolton runs about as well as anybody. That's another Baker Wildcat first down.
Well, with the speed that was shown right there, they're not missing much with Kyle Bolton sitting on the sideline.
No, he's got great speed. And I saw him play for 2 years at Free State under Bob Lisher. He was his Wildcat or his tailback and an outstanding talent. First down, Baker at the 40. Wildcats take over. Sam Bossom's got it. Alan Troyer will be the tailback. Flanker back comes in motion. Dylan Perry running play. Troyer gets a good block. He's down across the 35 to around the 34 6-yard gain. Now, the other smart thing to do right now with 3:55 to do, and Mike Grosser's doing that. He said, okay, Mr. Dylan Baxter, you've carried enough today. He's carried already a grand total of 26 times and right at 190 yards. Don't get him injured because Broomfield can't play today, might play in a week because he's got a bad shoulder.
Yeah, there's no need to push anything with Dylan right now. He's really the only healthy, pure tailback that the Wildcats have right now. Sure, you've got guys like Alan Troyer. He doesn't have the varsity experience and the big game experience that Dylan Baxter has. You've got to keep him healthy because without him and without Jermaine Broomfield, this team is lost.
Yep. 2nd down and 4 at the 34 of Graceland from the shotgun. Sam Boston lines up. Troyer protects him. He gets the handoff. Allen tries the right side down to around the 32-yard line for gain of a couple. Ran behind his right guard and right tackle. In to make that tackle again, Billy Went. He also got help from his safety man and moved up. That'll be Dante Wright. Now the Baker Wildcats moving that football methodically downfield. They lead 33-7. 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Baker's offensive line controlling this ball game. Out over the ball at center, it's going to be Jordan Robertson. Quite an honor for him, the homecoming king, indicating how popular he is on campus. Timeout taken. 2 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the third. Baker 33, Graceland 7. Back after this.
Bob and Lydia New of New Physical Therapy in Baldwin and Lawrence hope that you are enjoying today's game. New Physical Therapy has always offered professional physical therapists so that you can get well sooner. They are conveniently located in Baldwin City next to the Baldwin Athletic Club. Bob and Lydia are great sports fans of the Baker Wildcats, the KU Jayhawks, and the Baldwin High Bulldogs. If you have a pain in the back or knee problems, stop by the office on 56 Highway in Baldwin City or call at 594-4100. New Physical Therapy is behind Baker and Baldwin City.
Debbie Morgan of Stevens Real Estate hopes that you are enjoying today's games on the Edge and the Internet. Stevens Real Estate has been serving Baldwin and Baker with friendly hometown service. Debbie and her staff know Baldwin and the housing market in Douglas County, so when you're buying your next home, try calling Debbie, Julie C., or Chelsea Sheldon at 594-2320. At Stevens Real Estate, they will make you feel at home.
They're down in 2. The Wildcats must penetrate the 30. Running play. Good run by Troyer across the 25 on his feet and finally grounded at the 20-yard line. Alan Troyer with a 12-yard pickup, a Baker Wildcat first down. The Wildcat running attack today has been brilliant. For example, Dylan Baxter in the game has 2 touchdowns, but on a grand total today of 187 yards and 25 carries, Baker's run game is right over 200 yards, and I guarantee you Graceland does not have much more than about 70. So it's about a 3-to-1 differential, and that comes because of the O-line.
Yep, compliments go straight back to that big offensive line.
Remember, you take a look at the Baker tailback now, Alan Troyer, 35 carries, 157 yards, 4.5 a carry. This time he carries the football behind the left guard. He almost didn't hang on to it. He gets it back. He's down to around the 18. Good running player. Did a good job in Anderson County for Garnett. Ran the football very successfully. Had good speed. He was signed late by head football coach Mike Grosner. They like his effort and a very intelligent player. The ball is at the 19-yard line for Baker. Second down 10. Is it my imagination or is Sam Bossum limping a little bit?
I think he is. That hit definitely affected him a little bit and probably scared him more than anything.
Scared me. I guarantee it scared me a lot. Second down 10 at the 19. Wildcats driving again, leading 33-7. Running play again. Troyer tries right tackle. What a gaping hole. At the 10, the 5. Touchdown. That's a brilliant 19-yard touchdown run by Alan Troyer. But I tip my hat once again to that offensive line. Brilliant blocking on the right side again by McCandless and in particular Aaron Reshik. So the Baker Wildcats now with 1:29 to go in the third quarter are out in front 39-7. They convert the point after they've got this ball game with a 33-point lead. And I guarantee you Troyer's running was outstanding, but you tip your hat to the right side of the Baker line.
You got to take a look at Joel Murphy out there as well.
Right. Yeah, Murphy's had a big ball game. Caught a couple of passes early in the contest. He's blocked well and came to Baker on a baseball ride. Good snap. Brian Williams holds it. Steven Stewart kicks it up and through the uprights. The Baker Wildcats 40, Graceland 7, 1:29 to go in the third. Back with a kickoff right after this on the Wildcat Radio Network.
President Tom Dillon of the Baldwin State Bank hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the Internet and the Edge. Baldwin State Bank has been serving Baker and Baldwin City for the past 130 years with sound financial advice and banking services. Coach Mike Grosser and his Wildcats have a winning game plan for each game. The Baldwin State Bank has a winning game plan for each customer that banks with them. They are providing today's game as another service of Baldwin's oldest bank that has 3 locations in the Harder Union, the main branch downtown, and the Baldwin City Market. Go Baker Wildcats. Steve Wilson of Baldwin Feed hopes that you are enjoying today's game on the Edge and the web. Steve took over Baldwin Feed 19 years ago, and their business has been successful because he's always taken care of each customer with fairness and dignity. Plus, Steve has offered fair prices to his farmers for their corn, wheat, and soybeans. Baldwin Feed features Purina for horses, cattle, hogs, and pets. Plus, he can save his customers money by buying in bulk and having his customers do an individual fertilizer application. Steve Wilson is behind Baker and Baldwin City.
Another great kick by Steven Stewart. Kicked the football downfield. Terrence Wells, the safety man, has no chance to return it. Graceland puts the ball in play now for 25. The Baker Wildcats have now scored on 4 consecutive drives. That last one, they went 8 plays, 72 yards. Prior to that, 10 plays and 71 yards. Dylan Baxter scores from the 1-yard line. Then they pick off the nice interception, and Reggie Harris was able to take it in. A nice reception of 60 yards. So Baker scored on 4 straight possessions. Graceland's got the ball to 25. Matt Fink at the quarterback spot will take the snap. Offsets the fullback. Tailback, they're alternating 2 men in the ball game. Gales takes it that time, and he gets hammered. Gets hit by the right defensive end, Jesse Campbell. Now, Campbell was a defensive end and a fullback at Wellsville High School, plus a good track man. The thing the Baker coaches like about him, his motor.
He has a great motor. He stepped in when Mario Armstrong was out with some health issues early on in the season, and I think he stepped in a lot better than the coaches expected him to. He really had a great game, especially week 1 against Ottawa.
Yes.
Coming in for a young guy, that's a huge game for him.
Matter of fact, I ran into his girlfriend's parents at a Dairy Queen. I know that's a great shock for him, but he's thinking I would ever go to Dairy Queen. 2nd down and 10. From the spread formation, a rec snap to Matt Fink, runs the option play, pitches back off to Marcus Griffin. He's around the bend and finally stopped at the 32. A good-looking option play. The Wildcats stop him. Primary play stopper will be Tucker Pauly, making his 2nd tackle of the ball game. He's a prospect they like at linebacker, freshman 200-pounder. It's out of Grain Valley. So on the option play, they get a couple. It's now 3rd down coming up for Graceland. 3rd down and 3 with 25 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats are about to go 8-2. Graceland 1 for 6 on paydowns. Baker 6 out of 7. What a difference. And it all comes back to the fact the run game is going today for Baker. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And they're lining up. Shotgun formation. In the tailback. It's going to be the big guy, Griffin. Throwing back to throw. It's going to be Matt Fink. Scrambles to his left, and down he goes at the 22. Baker with another sack. That one applied by Tucker Pauly. And I can see why the Wildcat coaching staff likes him. Matter of fact, in talking to Jason Thorne, he said he's going to be a great one. He got his outside containment, came in and got the quarterback. 3rd sack by the Baker defense here in this game. 15 more minutes of Wildcat football. And the Wildcats of Baker lead 40-7. We're back with that in exactly 60 seconds on the Edge, 89.7 FM.
Each year, thousands of people are killed or hurt, and millions of crashes take place involving driver distractions, and the number is growing, particularly among young and inexperienced drivers. Motorists who use cell phones while driving are 4 times as likely to get into car crashes serious enough to injure themselves or others, and taking your eyes off the road to send or read a text message is dramatically more of a risk and against the law. Drivers simply cannot do 2 things at once, and many don't realize the dangers posed when taking their eyes and minds off the road and their hands off the wheel to focus on activities other than driving. Kick the habit. It's time to put it down. A message from AAA Kansas. Larry and Kay Parkin are proud of all Baker graduates, but they are especially proud of the kind of graduate like Brandon Scarborough, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers, Gene Chubb, and all of the Baker graduates who have lived the Baker spirit. Larry is still active, serving Baker as a member of the Board of Trustees. He and Kay hope that you are enjoying today's game.
This is your student station manager, Sean Deegan, and you're listening to KMBU-FM 89.7 The Edge in Baldwin City.
Kicks the football away on 4th down. Reggie Harris lets the ball go. It's going to be grounded around the 15-yard line. This kicker's getting a great bounce today on the turf. Ball's going to be blown dead at the 12. Amazing stats because the numbers tell you why Baker's been so dominant. Baker's got 299 yards rushing. So basically 300 yards, 150 yards passing. That's 450 yards. Graceland, on the other side, only 68 yards rushing the football and 33 of total offense. Baker's dominated the football game like last year. Last year, the Wildcat defense held them to minus 49 yards rushing. So this is a very impressive Baker victory. And considering all the injuries, one of the best coaching jobs that I've ever seen Mike Grosser do. New quarterback in the game, that's going to be Jake Heller, 6'1", 185, a senior. Young man who's also played safety and wide receiver, running play, Troyer up the middle. He takes it across the 15 to around the 17-yard marker. So what Baker's doing right now, they're going to play the seconds. That's the smart thing to do. Also, the game will be Clarence Scott. I call him Mr. Versatile. He's been a defensive end. He's been a linebacker, a tight end. Now he's a second-string fullback behind Jesse Schultz. He's a good talent. 2nd down coming up, 6 yards to go, 14:20 to play. Jake Heller at the quarterback spot. Clarence Scott will protect his tailback. Now he moves over. Direct snap will come. Heller will check the defense. Right tackle might have moved and did prematurely for Baker. What happens in a ball game like this is they hand the ball off to Alan Troyer. Your timing goes downhill because these are not the first stringers playing.
Yeah, they're not. Up front, it's the second-string guys in there, too. You've got Caleb Wagon there, Tanner Clark, and there's some great athletes out there, but they are not going to get that same push, especially the same push that the offensive line was getting today. They were doing a tremendous job there in those first 3 quarters.
Oh, were they ever. Sam Boston leaves the game unofficially. I had him 10 for 15, a couple of touchdowns, 152 yards. He had a banner day again. Heller at quarterback. Jake will take the snap. Gives it off the tailback Troyer up the middle. He stopped around the 17-yard marker. See, Baker's simply going to take time off the clock. They're not going to do anything too fancy. They want to just take as much time as they can, run straight at that defense, run the clock down with 13:45 to go. And a man is shaken up with the Baker Wildcats. We'll try to double-check to see who that's going to be. Hall of Fame trainer is coming out. That'll be Lynn Bott. But a Baker Wildcat football player is down. Second-string quarterback is out there in Jake Heller. We'll let you know who that's going to be in exactly 30 seconds on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Debbie Morgan of Stevens Real Estate hopes that you are enjoying today's games on the Edge and the Internet. Stevens Real Estate has been serving Baldwin and Baker with friendly hometown service. Debbie and her staff know Baldwin and the housing market in Douglas County, so when you're buying your next home, try calling Debbie, Julie C., or Chelsea Sheldon at 594-2320. At Stevens Real Estate, they will make you feel at home.
Well, they're still tending the injured football player for the Baker Wildcats, getting up slowly. He does wear a 70 number, and it's going to be Justin Fitzwater. Big guy, 6'3", 310-pound freshman, and he's shaken up. Remember now, the seconds are playing in the offensive line and the quarterback, but I can't say enough for how Baker came out. They got down by single point 7-6, got out in front 19-7 at halftime, but they scored on 4 straight possessions. And take a look at their drives today. The first drive was 90 yards. Then Baker again went downfield 90 yards. Scored with a 86-play drive right before the half. That made it 19-7. Then they came right back, got a pick 6 by Mike Stevenson. Then again, the Wildcats go downfield 10 plays, 71 yards. Dylan Baxter from the 1 already had 187 yards rushing. And Alan Troyer gets a 19-yard touchdown, capping an 8-play, 72-yard march. So they've dominated this football game today.
They have, and I think what's helped them so much is the yards they're getting on first and second down. They are not being put into those 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 9 situations where Sam Boston or now Jake Heller has to come out and put them back into the position to keep that drive going. And that's what's helped the Baker Wildcats out. You talk about Dylan Baxter. The rushing yards are just racking up for him as well.
No doubt. I'm seeing those veterans down there on the bench enjoying the game. Aaron Reshik, his parents were nice enough to bring me a nice card today. Jake Green has had a touchdown grab. Sam Boston's been brilliant. There's Troy up the middle for Baker. Gained to around the 20-yard line, pick up a 3. He's already got 55 yards rushing. Done a nice job off the bench again for the Baker Wildcats, who now kick it away on 4th down and 3 with 13:14 to go. I never like to see a football player being taken from the field, not putting pressure on the knee. Justin Fitzwater. They're going to take care of him. Lynn Bott and his staff do a bang-up job. Baker's punter comes on, Brian Williams. His dad was a kicker, incidentally, for the late and great Joe Girardi in Baker's Hall of Fame. Did a brilliant coaching job here in his 4 campaigns. There's the snap, and there's the kick. Got one blocked early in the game, but not today on this one. At the 43-yard line, it's going to bounce and be grounded around the 38, and that's where Graceland will put it in play with 12:45 to go. You and I made the comment, if Baker could get out in front like 19-7 and get that pick 6, they were going to, I don't say quit, but they're not going to play with the same enthusiasm, because when you've not been winning and you're on the road, you don't have much to pick you up, do you?
No, you don't. And the Yellow Jackets kind of had the cards against them from the get-go. It's senior night. A lot of these guys aren't going to let their careers end with a loss, and especially at home trying to make a run for the playoffs. That's not going to happen.
Matt Fink out of the shotgun formation, gives to his tailback. They go right up the middle to Gales. Gales across the 40 and finally stopped near the 41. A gain of a couple. Goes right down the middle. Baker's outside linebacker, Tucker Polly, makes his 5th tackle on the day, and he also got help by Jesse Campbell. I can see why Baker likes Tucker Polly. He's got good linebackers coming back. Yeah, you miss Schrag and Steele. I don't think you replace Ryder Wirtz because of his leadership, but Adrian Pearson comes back. Derek Smith returns. Emerson Clark can be an all-leaguer. And you take a look at Sia, they tell me could become an all-league performer. At the 42-yard line, 2nd down, 7 to go. In the spread formation, Matt Fink will line up. Tailback will be Andrew Gales. Back to throw it. Fink has got time. He goes deeper in the pocket, and down he goes. A fumble at the 37-yard line. Let's see if the Wildcats get it. Andrew Jolly will pick it up, but the man who made the play was Jesse Campbell. Campbell's made 2 big hits today and done a dandy job in that phase of the game. see the Wildcats right now are simply dominating offensively and defensively, and they're headed at 8-2, and they're headed for the playoffs. Because the good news is the fact, like you noted, that Mid-America was beating Evangel 35-zip. And remember now, a tiebreaker, let's say that they had won the game today and Baker had won, the tiebreaker would be that Baker beat Evangel 48-17.
And that was an excellent game as well.
Oh, great game. Sam Boston was the MVP in that ball game, throwing for a couple of touchdowns and 265 yards. Now Graceland retains it, 3rd down and 13, back to throw the football. That's going to be Matt Fink trying to string out the play, cocks the right arm across the 40 and knocked out of bounds the 43. Tipped that time by Adam Steele. Big number 44 has had kind of a checkered career at Baker. Had some brilliant ball games, like this year against Peru. He had 13 tackles. His sophomore year, he had 99 stops. He's the type of guy, he's very physical and gifted. But what happened was, the main reason that Scotty Schrag got a chance to start, he studies so much game film. He's in there as much, I think, Matt Brock, because that's why he got a chance to play. So immediately in the Avila game, he winds up with 13 tackles. Then last Saturday against Benedictine, the top performer in our conference with 11 stops. 11 to go in this game, 40-7, Baker. There's the snap. There's the kick away by Grand, and they roughed the kicker. So that's going to be 15 yards, and they're going to get the ball back. Baker football team a little bit overzealous. Somebody roughed him, and that's going to be roughing by the wide receivers playing on the special team today, Dylan Perry. Now, Dylan's going to get a little bit of a chewing out. And it's the type of thing that for coach, you're ambivalent, because Mike Grosner's going to talk to him and say, okay, we like the aggressive play, but be smart about it.
Yeah, and I think Coach Grosner right now is trying to figure out with the referees whether or not Dylan Perry tipped the ball. From here, it looked like he got a piece of it because the ball didn't have much power coming off of the foot of the punter. But he's still trying to figure things out down there. And from where we were at, it looked like the ball was tipped.
It's going to be roughing the punter. So that's going to be 15 yards and a first down for the Yellow Jackets. 10:50 to go. Baker playing University of Kansas playing Texas Tech in Lubbock. And you said that game was in overtime. A quickie quiz question. A graduate of Graceland University was the first voice of the Kansas Jayhawks in 1952. He made the lavish sum of $3,500 a year.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell me who that is? You think about it for a moment. It's not who you think it is. He's one of my favorite people in the world. He died and went to heaven about 3 years ago. You think about it. Went to Graceland University. He, along with Bruce Jenner, were the two most important, visible guys they ever had there. So it's going to be roughing the kicker by the Baker Wildcats, the 43. Graceland's got the ball at the Wildcat 43-yard line. 10:50 to go. Right now, Sam Boston's on the sideline. He is limping. There's no doubt about it. He is limping. But he's got a big smile on his face. Well, in 2 overtimes, Texas Tech defeats Kansas 41-34. Ouch. See, KU had a couple of games they could have won. The Texas game, they beat them in the final 15 seconds. They went on the road today at Lubbock, 41-34 in overtime, double overtime. Tech wins the game 41-34. In this game, 10:50 to go, Baker 40, Graceland 7. Direct snap, Fink on the draw play. Gives off to his tailback, Griffin. Griffin across the 40, stopped at the 38-yard line, veering off right tackle. Stop is applied by Adam Steele. Adam really wanted to have a big ball game today. He's got about 20 family members here. He also is a very intelligent guy.
He is, and he's been kind of troubled throughout his football career here at Baker. He's had multiple injuries.
Yes.
And this year he's knock on wood, been injury-free. So it's great to see him out there each game, getting into the ball game. And I know last year after that ankle injury he was very worried about this year, and he's had an excellent year.
He sure has. 2nd down and 5. Graceland lines up their tailback. Matt Fink will take it. Takes the snap, runs the option play to the outside to give the ball off to Marcus Griffin across the 35 and knocked out of bounds around the 34, maybe the 33-yard line. They spot the ball at the 34. Good option play. And this Graceland football team is better than they've been. Last year they went 1-10. Wildcats pounded them up at Lamoni, 50-14. Today's ball game, they led in the first quarter, 7-6. But now the good guys lead 40-7 with 10 to play in this ball game. Mike Grosner at the 38-yard line has got to like the way it's gone. Baker got 38 points last week on the road at Benedictine. Today they've got 40 points against Graceland. We talk a lot about the offense, but I think the defense today has been tremendous. Led by inside linebacker Ryder Wirtz. Andre Jolly's had a big football game today, and Scotty Schrag. Can they run the dive play? Nothing too fancy. The quarterback on a keeper. He tried to get the first down yardage behind his left guard. Couldn't get it done. Matt Fink grabbed the football, went right down the middle, and Baker's defense right there up to the challenge. And right now you've got a lot of seconds playing for Baker. They spot the ball at the 32-yard line. That'll be a Graceland Yellow Jacket first down. Okay, Brad, you're my most reliable guy. The answer to the question, who was the first voice of the Kansas Jayhawks in 1952? Merle Harmon, a Graceland graduate. And I can recall 4 years ago we went up to Graceland. I was running late that day, and who was there? He was a graduate of the 50-year-old class before that. He was right there to try to help me. Dive play. Outside it comes to Marcus Griffin across the 30 and pushed out about in the vicinity of the 28-yard line. Pretty good run that time by Marcus Griffin. Big running back with his team for the Yellow Jackets. Referee right there to spot the footballs. He went to the outside, and Baker's defense, along with Sammy's sideline, knocked him out of bounds. Myron Tipton came in to make that tackle. He's the long snapper for the Baker team. Ball is now resting at the 29-yard line, and for Graceland, second down coming up. Second down 7 yards to go with 8:55 to play in this one. Frankly, it's not been much of a game since halftime, when Baker led 19-7. Direct snap will come to Matt Fink. Fink with a running back, Marcus Griffith. Baker fakes the blitz. It's an incomplete forward pass. They're trying to throw that football. Their wide receiver, Troy Ledusky, 6'1", 180, a freshman. Young man who hails from Pasadena, California. So that's a quick out pattern. Doesn't go for this team from Graceland. Holding is the call. That against the defense of Baker. The Wildcats have roughed the kicker, not a 15-yard penalty with 8:40 to go. Now, Mike Grosser's got to like the score at 40-7, but he cannot like a couple of 15-yard penalties late in the game.
Yeah, those are the plays you never want to see, especially at this point in the game. You're up by this many points. Get the young guys in, let them get some time on the field, but you cannot have those penalties.
You're right. So ball now at the 19. Matt Fink at the quarterback spot. Not had a big day throwing the football. They're only 1 for 6 on paydowns today. He's had maybe their best offensive play, a 38-yard run in the first half. And that was what Matt Brock was gushing about at halftime. He's kind of mad about that one play. Direct snap will come. Fink will line him up. Griffin out there. They throw to the out pattern. Grab's going to be made immediately, and then a fumble at the 17. They threw the ball out there to McNeil. Brandon coughed it up. Let's see if the Wildcats get it back, and they do. The Cats of Baker get it back, led by Mike Stevenson. So today in the game, he's picked off a pass, a score on a 37-yard score. Now he's picked up a fumble, so he might be a candidate for the top defender in this conference.
He's got a chance, and that was an excellent play, almost identical to the play he had with the interception. Just a quick turnaround hitch route, and he jumps it perfectly. He goes to the outside this time, and they're setting up a screen right there. He jumps to the outside, comes through, and knocks the ball loose, and all of his brothers are there to pull it in. What a great play by Mike Stevenson. He's having an awesome day.
You know, he didn't play for Baker last year. Went back to junior college in Oklahoma. As a freshman started, made 6 picks on the year. He's had 3 on this year. Played brilliantly in the ball game today against these Yellow Jackets. Well, the basketball team continues to play well. They won by 5 last night. They knocked off the team from over St. Mary's. Enstein Lucky got 17. Corey Anderson 15. The women also prevailed. They won by 6. So they've got a 2-2 record. They're playing this afternoon, and you can check on the internet to see whether or not the Baker Wildcats win a couple of games today. Baker's got the ball. Heller gives the ball back to the tailback. Big run that time out to the 21-yard line. Good run by Clarence Scott, the 4th. And Clarence Scott deserves any good thing to happen to him. He has played every spot you can play on the Baker football team, but been a kicker. He also provides color on Friday nights. John Deegan will tell you he does a brilliant job. So he's out there helping us on Friday night, doing a good job on the gridiron on Saturday, one of my students in sportscasting. Second down coming up. 6 yards to go. Ball just beyond the 22-yard line. High formation. Clarence Scott, the 4th, now the lone setback. Takes the handoff. Up the middle he goes. Pile drives his way to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. Don't you know he's loving every moment of this?
He deserves it. Like you mentioned, he's one of the hardest working kids out there. He has been tested at every position. He's moved around so much. Finally, he gets into his senior year. And I know he had a lot of options coming into football this year after a big internship at NASCAR over the summer. And, man, he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Does he ever? Wildcats come out. Now on the football at the 26. Chris Heller is the quarterback for Baker. Now back in the game, the Wildcats are playing a lot of tailbacks right now. They get the ball in the dive play up the middle out to around the 33-yard marker. And Baker just continues to insert running backs, but it doesn't matter who grabs it. That's going to be a first down for Reno Maricol. Well, I know who that young man is. He's president of a great social fraternity, Delta Tau Delta. He's a senior. He hails from Oklahoma, from Tuttle, Oklahoma. Went out straight ahead on the dive play. And the Baker Wildcats moved the chains for another first down. Well, Baker's got to have rushed in this ball game for right at 340 yards, close to that. Dylan Baxter had 187 himself. High formation. Quarterback will keep it on himself. He rolls the outside. Heller to the outside, knocked out of bounds just beyond the 40. Nice run that time of the quarterback, Jake Heller. Heller's been a versatile guy. Began this year as a wide receiver. Quarterback, as you know, number one quarterback, Jake Morris, went down, so he became the backup behind Sam Boston. And there was also some conjecture they might have to activate a kid named Nick Mara. They've not had to do that. And I think both quarterbacks will be healthy for the playoff game next Saturday. I think Sam Boston's got a little bit of a tender knee, but doesn't matter because he's provided a 40-7 spark for Baker. Running play up the middle once again, Clarence Scott. Clarence finds the middle for a gain of 5. Hard 4 yards from the 40 to the 45-yard line. Well, let's double-check his numbers. Pretty good for Clarence Scott. I can't read it. I've got to read your notes here. Clarence Scott in this ball game for the Baker Wildcats has carried 3 times, 13 yards. Pretty good. And gains of 5 and 8 yards up the middle. 6 minutes now to play in this game, 40-7. Frankly, Brad, it's not been a good game since halftime. But like I tell you, and Sean Webb is keeping my sass today and you, now it can be a one-sided game. The game can be bad, but you can't be. In other words, take a look at the angle. The angle for Baker is this. They're headed now for the playoffs. The question is where. They're number 12 in the country. They won substantially. They're going to wind up 8-2. This football team from Baker with the seniors have gone 29-11. I have the real feeling that Baker's going to wind up going on the road to Campbellsville, Kentucky, a team they defeated in 2000.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game for them, especially playing somebody that they're not used to playing, a team that they haven't seen for quite a few years. And that travel is going to be a big factor for this one, too. It's a different atmosphere getting a team together and traveling that far. You know, the 5-hour drives, the 6-hour drives can be long. You're putting together a 12 to 13-hour drive at that point.
But at this point, you don't care, because that's what the guys talked about. From midseason on, they said, we've got to beat Benedictine.
Yep.
We beat Benedictine. We knock off Graceland. We'll wind up 8-2. Remember, 8-2, that's the first time Baker's done that since the year the 2006. We went up there and played up in Iowa, played up in Morningside. Here's another pertinent stat for Baker. The Wildcats today, 9 for 11 on pay down. Now, you go right back to your offensive line and the quarterback. Sam Bossom again got it done. 10 for 15 passing, 2 touchdowns, 152 yards, and that offensive line that protected their quarterback. Wildcats come out at the 45. Quarterback will be Jake Heller. In the tailback, he's got the big guy running, Reno Marshall. Back to throw the ball, play action pass over the middle. Grab is going to be made at the 40-yard line. The backup tight end makes that catch. It's going to be Coulter Shacker, 6'1", 220-pound sophomore from Harrisonville, Missouri. Remember now, the Baker Wildcats have lost a tight end, Schomburger by name, so now he's the only backup, and the Wildcats throw to the tight end, and the Baker Wildcats do a good job to move it downfield. Oh, Cody's in the ball game right now. Cody, get a handoff, son. I want to talk about you. They offset the fullback to the left side. First down, Baker at the 40-yard line. Handoff, Clarence Scott down the middle. Good power run of 9 yards to the 31-yard line. We were talking about Cody Cabarrussi, and the young man from North Ridge, Massachusetts, 5'9", 190. His grandfather was a fellow named Chuck Kirker, fraternity brother of mine, starting center for the Baker Wildcats at 167 pounds. And his grandmother, it was Kathy Kirker, two of my favorite people. Second down, 1 at the 31-yard line. Baker lines up the offset, the fullback to the left side. Running play off the left side. Clarence Scott again. Good blocking. He's down to around the 29 for a 2-yard pickup. 4:35 remain. Baker 40, Graceland 7. Guess what's about to do, my friend? Do you see the window here at the Liston Stadium?
We're about to get a nice storm today.
2 inches of rain they're forecasting.
Wow.
We'll take it. We haven't had much since about maybe the first part of June.
Just keep the snow away, right?
Yeah, but don't bet against that. There's supposed to be a light mix coming up on Saturday and Sunday and maybe on Monday. The ball at the 29-yard line. First down, Baker. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Baker lines up with a lone setback. Spins. Marchall will take the handoff down the middle. Bangs inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. Isn't this a fun time for the players? Here's the guys that don't get a chance to play. They're getting a chance to play in a varsity field, playing for a chance to play in the championship, and they're getting some reps. And you know who's the happiest for them? Their teammates who are first ringers.
Yeah, you see guys out there like Clarence Scott carrying the ball, Cody Cavarubius.
Right.
Every time they get a touch, the sideline is excited. They like seeing those guys get out there. These are guys that have just busted their butts throughout 4 years, every day in practice, and they haven't got the glory. But today they finally get some of that glory.
Tailback right now will be Reno Maricall. He spins. Quarterback will give to him. Off tackle again down to around the 20-yard line with 3.5 to play in the game now. Baker led at halftime 19-7. They scored on 4 straight possessions in the third quarter. They've dominated this football game. We'll double-check the numbers, but Baker's offensive numbers in the rush game have been brilliant. And the defense, well, they've simply slowed them down. Baker's defense, actually, it was a pick that set that whole thing up and a block kick at the 16-yard line. 2 plays. That's the only way Graceland's been able to score. 2:55 to play. Clarence Scott again will be the deep back. Reno Maricall will be the up back. They offset him to the right side. Running play. There's Clarence Scott again inside the 20 and stopped to the 18. Well, let's take a look at the player of the game. Offensively, who should that be? I say Aaron Reschick. Aaron Reschick or Dylan Baxter, one of the two. What do you think?
Dylan Baxter put up some great numbers. Aaron had a great day blocking, though. You might have to split that one up between the two.
I think so, too. On defense, is it Mike Stevenson?
Mike Stevenson had a great game. I think it's up between him and Andre Jolly. Getting 2 sacks in one day, the 2 records, that's
right.
A pretty big deal.
Okay, let's get, on the postgame, let's get Mike Stevenson, let's get Dylan Baxter, and let's also get Aaron Reschick. Let's get those 3 guys because they all deserved it. The Baker Wildcats are now leading in the game 40-7 with 2:42 remaining in this contest. And they're going to wind up being 3-1 at home this year. Baker's picked up 357 yards rushing. And Dylan Baxter was the guy, 25 carries, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's going to be a hard guy to beat because he had 20 carries, 170 yards at halftime against the Yellow Jackets. And they line up in a power set. Clarence Scott, the deep back. The up back will carry for Baker inside the 15, and down he goes. Going to be by Jermaine Broomfield. No, it's Cody. Cody is wearing his uniform, and he's a great spotter. Cody's not a good spotter. He's a great one. I worked at the National Football League level, Big 12 conference level. He's as good as I've had, and a great young guy to boot. We kidded him last week. We were coming around Oskaloosa, and I said, does this look to you like Worcester? Does this look like Newton? Does this look like Brookline to you? And he laughed and said, no, it's a whole different demographic. Second down 7 at the 15-yard line. Rolling right, the quarterback, Jake Heller, going to take time off the clock, and he gets double-teamed. Nice one-on-one tackles made by their outside linebacker. Birch is there along with Uwakwe. Reno was a running back last year, 220-pound senior. He made 3 tackles in the game last year against the Baker Wildcats. So now 1:36 remaining in the game. The Baker Wildcat football team about to celebrate. 21 seniors can leave this stadium realizing they had a record of 29-11. Now that's impressive.
And it's been a great 4 years. I've been lucky to be a part of it through all of this, and there's some great guys out there, some great athletes. I think a couple of them might look to continue to play a little football, maybe coach a little bit.
Right.
I know some guys have been interested in some overseas ball, but there's a lot of great guys out there, some smart guys as well, guys that are going to do a lot of great things in life.
No doubt. You're right about that. And again, let's tip our hat to Sam Bossum. He came in and did the job again. He was brilliant today. 10 for 15, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. And what about the wide receiver, Reggie Harris? Boy, what a ball game he had again. Reggie Harris with a 60-yard touchdown grab, 3 catches, 94 yards. So the seniors today really shone. On the field right now, 55 seconds to go. The score, Baker 40, Graceland 7. Back in 60 on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Chuck Brown from Jeff City, Missouri has been sponsoring these Baker football games on the edge and the web because he has found memories of his days at Baker. Chuck played for 2 Hall of Fame coaches in Carl Spear and Jim Iron. Those men were great leaders and excellent examples for their players. Coach Mike Grossner has the same kind of reputation with his current squad. Coach Grossner has established a winning program with 29 wins in the past 4 years and has had more academic All-Americans than any other football program in the NAIA. Go Baker Wildcats.
The firm of Blackwood, Langworthy, and Tyson has a motto that they live by. We provide legal services to families and their businesses from the cradle to the grave. They will always give you sound legal advice, plus they have integrity, so they do things right. For any legal problem, call them on Monday at 816-474-6200. George hopes that you are enjoying today's game.
40 seconds remaining for the home victory for the Baker Wildcats. They'll have knocked off this team from Graceland 5 straight times. They've won 31 games. They've dropped 11 at a tie. One time, Graceland was hard for Baker to beat. They knocked off Baker 3 straight times. Victory offense. Baker's going to snap the ball to Jake. He's going to take it. He's going to go down to one knee. Jake Heller's done a solid job in this fourth quarter. Baker Wildcats today, as we noted, 357 rushing yards. That's impressive. And that's the line, as we talked about. That is Jordan Robertson, Sheldon Jacks, Justin McCandless, Alan Reschick, and Ian Autry. Those guys. And don't forget the tight end, Joel Murphy. I agree with you. What a ball game he had. 10 seconds to go. The Baker Wildcats are going to walk out here with this 8-2 season. First time they've done that since 2006. Second time under head football coach Mike Grossner. And this team, remember, lost 3 running backs to begin the year. They're all conference quarterback. It looked like he was done, but Jake Morris came back. 3 safeties. The one reason or another could not play for the Baker Wildcats. Running back-wise and safety, they really got hurt, but the Baker Wildcats had character. And the thing I've said about this team, they are better as a team and a sum of the parts than individuals.
They are. These guys really came together, I think, after all those losses. I think the Scott Meyer loss really hurt these guys a lot.
Amen.
So early on. He's such a great worker out there and a leader for them. And they really rallied around him. And when Jake went down, the same applies. This is a very special team out there. That's for sure.
It's celebration time for the Baker Wildcats at 8-2. Dr. Pat Long has got to like the product she's seen on the field. Athletic Director Teresa Yetmar and head football coach Mike Grossner. I've seen great growth in him. He's a good personal friend. He's one of the best communicators I know. A brilliant recruiter. But he's the type of guy who's put this staff together, this football team. And when you recruit, I'll tell you where you do recruit, you get a backup quarterback like a Sam Vossam. You get a guy like Dylan Baxter, who's been out of football basically for 18 months. He steps up and does a job. You get a Scotty Schrag out of Hutchinson Community College. I can keep naming people. Or Gunnar McKenna out of Holton. Or Preston Schenk out of Free State High School. You go out and recruit talent, so if the number one guy goes down, the backup can do the job. And that's what they've done all season long.
They have. Those guys have stepped in very well. I've been really impressed with Gunnar and Preston, both coming in very inexperienced. Preston, as a freshman, stepped up huge in that Ottawa game.
Right.
Had a couple of interceptions. He has been impressive all year.
Oh, he has for a fact. The good guys of Baker win the ball game 40-7. Back with the happy totals in 2 minutes on the Wildcat Radio Network.
Ted and Peach Model of the Lodge have been proud sponsors of the Baker Post Game shows for the past 15 years on KMBU and the web. When you are coming to Baldwin City and want to stay overnight, the Lodge is the place to stay. They are family owned and operated, and they have beautiful new suites full of kitchens, wood-burning fireplaces, 2-person jacuzzis, and an outside patio. And in the spring, they have miniature golf. When you come to Baldwin, you can call the Lodge